what I think. I will drown in pink. Yeah, 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 yeah. Paint away day and night, 6 hearts, hope I'm okay. You're alright, goodbye then if you dare. Someone new is pulling everywhere. I'm afraid to let them. Nothing is what I say. I feel far away. Nothing is what I think. I will drown in pink. Yeah, 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 yeah. Nothing is what I say. I feel far away. Nothing is what I think. I will drown in pink. Nothing is what I say. I feel far away. Nothing is what I think. Nothing is what I think. Yeah, 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 yeah. 'Cause I will drown in pink. Oh, 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 oh. Freedom. So you always will. If you arrest yourself again, I'll help you clean up the mess. Misdirection, you know I'm through with you. Your hoops are my obsessions, always jumping through. I'm so tangled, I'm so worthy. I'm just lost in my reflection. Pay attention. You never will. I will overanalyze and fall victim. But then I'm lowest. Time to get to know myself. I'm still tangled, I'm not worried. 'Cause I am caught up in this perfection. Pay attention, yeah, you never will. 'Cause you depend. So you always will. If you arrest yourself again, I'll help you.
Yo, 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 let's go. Come on. I wonder if you ever did, yeah. I wonder if you ever did like I did.
I wonder if you ever did.
Yeah, I wonder if you ever did. Let's go. How we doing? I just wanna be free. Let's go! Yeah, this is the handle thing. The handle thing is something that's going on with YouTube right now. It's not just us. I don't think there is currently a fix for it. Nothing like success.
I would rather be in hell than regret.
Do you need anything like I need you? It's over. Oh, do you need anything like I need you? You know I do. Hold on, while the song plays, I'm gonna look at something real quick.
These are not my words. Tell me where are mine? Most of the time, wet my face with reality and permit me to breathe before I do it again. Do you need anything like I need you? It's over. Do you need anything like I need you? Do you need anything like I need you? It's over. Do you need anything like I need?
Let's go. All right. So yeah, apparently YouTube has switched to the handle thing, thinking that this is gonna be like something better. Oh, you'll be able to find the person's YouTube channel easier instead of the name. I don't like it, right? I don't. I think it's kind of goofy and dumb, and I don't see an option to change it. So I think it's just something we're sort of stuck with. Yeah, I mean, I like the names better. I wish you could at least choose it, because I guess, you know, the crazy thing about finding their YouTube channel is if you want to find somebody's channel in a chat, you just click on their name. Okay? You click on your name and it opens up you can open up their YouTube channel from there. So yeah, that to me seems a little silly. Right? Let me see if there's a setting here for... No, there's not anything. Yeah, it's weird. Only mods could click on names? Oh, really? Oh, that's only mods? I did not know that. Interesting. Interesting. Got it. Well, dude, then I don't know. That seems done. You liked your anonymity, even though your old handle was a name. Yeah, I think you're not alone. I think a lot of people like their anonymity, right? Fuckers, bro. Dude, YouTube is just fucking up. I'm an inspiration. All right, let's go. Dude, how we feeling tonight? So here's the deal. We're going to try to cover some ground this evening. Oh shit. Hold on one sec, guys. I gotta do something real quick. The stream is gonna cut out for a minute, guys. There is a setting I forgot to check. Just FYI. Hold tight, all right? Sorry, I fucked up here. Just bear with me for 1 minute, guys, all right? And we will get this solid while I fix something with my wireless card real quick, all right? Because I'm on the fucking 2.4 gigahertz. So all right. There we go. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Let's go. All right. All right. Dude, let's go. Yeah, no, I had like sometimes my computer like hooks up to the 2.4K shit, and dude, it's bad news. Yeah, the names are fucking annoying as shit. But maybe, guys, if you guys report the names, maybe if enough of us report it, they'll change it back. Okay? You know what I'm saying? You know, because, yeah, I don't like that. All right, we're doing dance party goal. Let's go. Dude, what was up with the fucking Blue Jays, dude? I need the Dodgers to beat the Blue Jays, and the Blue Jays fucking kick the shit out of them, bro. Dude, Mr. Shiz, let's go, baby. Come on. All right, we have a dance party goal. 15, a $2 or more super chats. And we dance. Yeah. I mean, Canada is just fucking pissed, bro. Dude, Jenny wants the Blue Jays. Dude, Jenny's a turncoat. Dodgers' budget is ridiculous. It's true. I mean, it's true, dude. They should have a salary cap. All right. So we, guys, we're gonna pile through some shit. Okay? We are gonna pile through some shit. So we're gonna get like right into it. Feisty! Let's go! Feisty! Start this off! Woo! Come on! Let's go! Dude, Stephanie! Let's go, Stephanie. Thank you very much. We appreciate that membership. Let's go, let's go! Oh yeah! Let's fucking go. Kicking it off. Salary cap for billionaires. Dude, we need to billionaire redistribution. But so the first thing we're going to start with tonight, guys, is I got into it with somebody online. Now, let's go, buddy. Tokyo, let's go. Oh! Dude, Patrick, let's go. Dude, shit, everybody's going crazy right now. Later, Trumpy. Oh, get shit on. Dude, let's go. Elbows up. All right, let's go. Why am I doing the elbows up? What does that mean? Does that mean something? Dude, Antifa, Pinky the Donald, let's dance. Dude, I agree. Let's fucking dance, right? There we go. There we go. All right, let's go. Dude, oh, elbows up is a Canadian thing? Dude, let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Yeah, so, I mean, it's like, it's not exactly that I got into it with somebody online, but so I saw something online, okay? I saw something online, and I got into the guy's replies, and then I ratioed him, and then I tweeted about it, and the tweet about it went viral. And now the reason why I'm bringing this up is because this fucking tweet that this guy made was so offensive, okay, to my sensibilities. Dude, Brutus, let's go. I mean, dude, so first off, I don't know what your talk is, but your attitude in chat has been something I don't want to look at, frankly. So bye-bye, all right? Thank you. We appreciate you being here for 5 minutes and being obnoxious. And so we're just going to move you along to the bargain bin. Dude, I love the hide user button, bro. Oh, shit. That is my favorite thing. Oh! Let's go! Dude, the hide user button? Dude. Oh, thank you very much. Okay, now, so this post by this guy, this post is so offensive. And let me just tell you guys, the reason why I want to discuss this is because part of it is about the guy speaking, but part of it is because the guy, he's a MAGA pastor, okay? And he is an example of somebody that is sort of like telegraphing the future of what they want to do if MAGA takes additional power, okay? Now, we know about Project 2025. We know about how they're anti-abortion. They're trying to get rid of birth control. They want to lower the age of consent. I mean, these guys are creepy, right? We have rampant issues with pastors and child SA and dating, teenage members of their congregation. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you know what I mean? Like teenage members of their church fucking community. I mean, it's a real rampant problem. But so the Heritage Foundation, though, in Project 2025 telegraphed very specific goals of how they want to create society as a Christian society, okay? And that's why this thing like hit me so bad. All right, once again, the tweet started going viral earlier today, but it was this, okay? This is the response right here, okay? And so basically my tweet, right, as you can see, it's, it's going pretty wide reach for my tweets. I mean, my leftism is usually severely squashed on Twitter. Got here late, but here I am. Let's go, Martine. Oh, but so here's my tweet where I say, these fucking clowns are getting way too comfortable thinking they own people and get to dictate how they live their lives. Okay. And we're going to go look at this Dale Partridge guy. We're going to go look at the tweet in question. And this is a real, guys, this is a real eye-opener into the future of MAGA Christian rule. Now, you look at him, there's his family. I don't know why these ministers all look like, dude, they all look so creepy, right? Dude, look at this guy. He's pretty creepy looking, but there's his wife and his kids, whatever. And he is the author of The Manliness of Christ is the name of the book he wrote. All right. He is from Arizona. And again, though, this is part of the Charlie Kirk network. Charlie Kirk was from Arizona. Erica Kirk is from Arizona. Okay. They lived in Arizona. There's a deep sort of evangelical movement, a MAGA evangelical movement going on in Arizona. But now let's look at his post, okay? Because as you will see, right, here's his post. And as you will see, right, it's like I ratioed the shit out of him right here because I told him off too. And so he got ratioed there. He's getting ratioed in the comments. But this guy is a prime example of the future of MAGA Christianity. Stephanie says, I love this guy and everything he stands for. I've been dancing to Deja Vu by Stephen Carwin since he first played on this channel. Let's go. Love everything about this channel. I support 100%. Let's go from Austin, Texas, baby. Let's go, Stephanie. Appreciate you. Yes. Oh, we love to hear it. Yes. The manliness of Christ. But guys, look at his post. Look at his post here. He says, today, my family went on a family trip to Flagstaff. We walked into a quaint sandwich shop and a young woman approached to take our order. Okay, he's talking about the waitress. He says she was wearing a sports bra and crack-sucking leggings. Crack-sucking, guys. Now, as soon as I read that, I was like, is he talking about like what he wants to do or what is he talking about? What exactly are crack-sucking leggings, right? Dude, look at that. He says she was wearing a sports bra and crack-sucking leggings. That's pretty descriptive, isn't it? Crack-sucking. All right. It was the kind of outfit our grandmothers would see as lingerie. Okay, had I not been with my family, listen to this. Had I not been with my family, I would have said something like, ma'am, do you not know how inappropriate your outfit is? Are you not ashamed to be wearing that in public? Like, dude, the arrogance of this guy. And then he says, so when I got home, I wrote the owner. This won't change until we make it change. Make sin shameful again. Sin. The chosen outfit is sin now, right? Remember, shame pushes people to see their need for forgiveness in Christ. And bro, dude, I read that and was like, no, I mean, dude, no. But guys, it gets worse. Okay, it gets worse. And I'm going to show you how it gets worse in a minute because I know what you guys are thinking, like, oh, this guy, the crack sucking, something went on. But I want to stop and pause here for a minute because, guys, this is the future of MAGA evangelicism, okay? They want to cover you up. They want to tell you what you can and can't wear. They want to tell you that wearing leggings is sin because this guy can't go to a sandwich shop without looking at the crack of a waitress who's taken his order, right? You know what I mean? Like, this guy is so focused on the package that he can't even, like, you know, have a meal, but she's the one sinning, okay? And these are the same guys, excuse me, these are the same guys that want to take away birth control. They want to take away a woman's right to abortion, which means if you get her pregnant, she's your servant for life, right? They want to get rid of no-fault divorce. They want to make it so you can date teenagers again. I mean, this shit is toxic, but you ready, guys? Now watch this, okay? Because look what he says down here. He says, he decided to fucking reply here, dude. And he said, my wife just told me she was wearing a cross necklace, right? And he's like, oh, face palm. Like she was wearing a cross. But like, dude, he didn't notice she was wearing a cross. Dude, Stephanie! No way! Oh! Let's go, Stephanie! Let's go! Oh, trophy! Dude, isn't that funny? He was so focused on the crack, right? And the leggings that he didn't even notice she was a goddamn Christian, bro. Dude, they want to turn us to a Christian version of Israel. Why does Israel doesn't have like strict rules around dress, do they? Isn't that wild? He was so fixated on the crack and the leggings that he didn't even notice she had a cross on, guys. He didn't even see the cross. He's a pastor. The cross is like right below her head, bro. What were you looking at when you were ordering? You look at her eyes, you notice the cross, right? From the eyes to the table, you're going to see the cross. But he's like, no, man, there's some crack sucking, right? He's focused on the crack sucking. Oh my God, dude. Crack sucking is what he said. Now, like I said, I did ratio him, and I ratioed him with fucking like real. Look at this. Look at this shit though. So this guy says, here's Dale's idea of how women should dress, right? Dale also barefoot and pregnant. And he said, I'm in. Like, what a loser. All right. And just because it has the word sports on the front doesn't make it acceptable to wear in public. And he said, oof, using this. And dude, I laid into him though. I was just like, dude, fuck you. Right? You don't get to tell women they're inappropriate because you carry some weird fucking shame about human bodies. I hope the owner tells you to eat shit. And frankly, you Christians need to shut the fuck up because supporting rapists and then talking this trash, right? I mean, fairly direct, but as you could see, like the ratio came through. People seem to agree with my take on things. But man, dude, crack sucking leggings. I like what Celia said, dude. She said, leave young women alone, you fucking creep, bro. You know what I'm saying? I mean, dude, isn't it wild? And then I also replied, okay? I replied to somebody too, right? Because somebody got into my things and I said, it's funny, he replied to himself saying his wife noticed the woman was wearing a cross. So he was so fixated on her crack that he never even noticed she was wearing the cross, dude. Oh my God. Dude, this shit is a fucking problem, okay? The idea though, guys, look at this paragraph, okay? You're welcome, Christine. Look at this paragraph, guys, okay? This won't change until we make it change. Make sin shameful again. Remember, shame pushes people to see their need for forgiveness in Christ. So this guy is basically saying that shame, he's like, you shame people and then you break them down to the point that they're so like ashamed of themselves and they feel so dirty and bad that then they will see, oh, I got to turn to Jesus to get forgiveness. This is so toxic, bro. This is so toxic. Like everything about this tweet and this guy's mentality is so gross. It's like abuse people until they like realize that they need to beg this unseen entity for forgiveness. And ironically, of course, in his little Jesus-y Christian, in Christ world, ironically, he has all the power, right? He does. The men have all the power. The women are just servants. They're handmaids. They're there to do his bidding, right? To submit to him. So sure, what woman wouldn't want to jump and become a follower of Christ so she can just be a handmaiden for some toxic dude who walks around wanting to tell every woman who wears an outfit that she's, sinning. Dude, Iron Fist, Great conversation last night about masculinity spurred by the Rogan Chads, which should be a continuing conversation. Indeed, boss. It definitely will. But so there's another thing that I mentioned here, guys. Let me find this. Okay, let me find this other point that I made, because there was another point that I made that I thought was pretty good. Okay, I'm gonna have to find it because I've been replying to this to people all day around this, obviously. Shame them. Yes, coming from shameless people, Patrick. Absolutely, boss. But dude, Toku, let's go, baby. We need to shame these people. They believe in some sand in the sky, counting how many times you touch it to get into some boring ass heaven. F noise. How many times you touch it? Dude, if touching it has anything to do with getting into heaven, I will not be going to heaven. All right, let me just say that. Oh, shit. Where is the, oh yeah, look at this. Somebody else said plot twist. It was a Hooters. Dude, isn't that funny? Oh, plot twist. It was a Hooters. All right. So, here's where we're getting into it. All right. So this is what I wanted to say about how he mentioned about sports bras, right? And like, ooh, because the word sports in it. And I was like, dude, let's hope this guy never goes to a gym. Like, can you imagine this guy if he went to a gym, right? Could you imagine? He would be cooked, bro. There's no way. Or a beach. Yeah, goes to the beach, dude, and he just needs to repent for like a year, boss. Like, come on, you know? And so this is really, dude, this shit is crazy, okay? This shit is I feel like this stuff is deeply harmful to our society because, guys, you have to remember, okay? When we look at like TPUSA and Erica Kirk and the Heritage Foundation and Project 2025 and Donald Trump, these are the people they're feeding, guys. Okay? This is the people they're feeding. You know what I mean? This is if Maga and TPUSA and the Heritage Foundation got, you know, 3/4 of the state governments and they got, you know, 2/3 of the House and the Senate, they would start passing constitutional amendments to outlaw, right? I bet they would pass obscenity laws. They certainly would end birth control and abortion, and they would end LGBTQ rights, and they would end gay marriage, and they would end your ability to live outside of the Christian heteronormative ideal of society, you know? And it is like, to me, it feels profoundly dangerous. It does, dude. Dude, you know, this is profoundly dangerous shit, okay? And of course, look at what he says. He says outlaw Islam. So he's pretty clear about that, right? And then here, look at what he says here. Look at this shit. He says, as an American pastor, I must address American sins. Right now, look at what he says. Key American sins. You ready, guys? Oh, brace yourselves for the key American sins. Feminism is what he put at top. Dude, he put feminism on top, guys. He put feminism higher above abortion, dude. Like, bro, feminism, abortion, homosexuality, mass immigration, rampant black crime. He's got to throw some racism in there. Effeminate men. Zionism, bro. Dude, he doesn't even like fucking, he's like anti the Zionism. That I find a little surprising. but I guess he's anti-Semitic too, right? Tolerance, dude. He says tolerance is a key American sin, bro. Transgenderism, whatever that is, and atheism. And he says the gospel has words for all of it, is what he says. Bro, what the fuck, dude? Isn't that wild? Like, these people are insane, dude. They are insane. You know what I mean? Oh my God. Dude, and look at this guy. This guy says, is it too much to say that half of these are the result of the first? And he says, correct. You see that? The first is feminism, guys. That's their number one beef. They hate women. Women are just their ribs. How dare you, like, become a CEO? How dare you run for president? How dare you not bear my children because you are just a rib, you know? Like, wow, dude. Isn't that crazy? The toxicity. You know what I'm saying? And dude. Oh, man, bro. Dude. That is some crazy shit, boss. Dude, what a weirdo. Dude, look at this. If you want to find a spouse, dress like your great grandparents. Dude, what the hell, dude? Oh. Dude, these guys, man, Nazis, right? Fucking Nazis. Dude, isn't that crazy? Yeah, I was surprised Zionism is on that list too. I was surprised, but I will say this though, Iron Fist. The thing about these guys that are crazy, like here's his church, Kingsway Reformed Church, right? There he is, in Prescott, Arizona. Okay, I mean, dude, it's fucking. These guys are wild. But so the reason why they hate Zionism, these deeply evangelical Christians, is because of the Jesus thing. Okay, there are sort of deeply evangelical Christians who hold the death of Jesus entirely responsible on the Jewish people, okay? And they even kind of disavow a lot of the Old Testament. They believe that the New Testament is their, you know, it is the only book that matters. And I know, Tony, I mean, I know it was the Romans, of course. But what I'm saying is these evangelical sort of Jesus-y people are like they consider the Jews to be heretics because they don't accept Jesus, because you have to accept Jesus. And it's all about the New Testament and Jesus. And so, you know, the whole, I feel like it's part of that Reformed church movement. Okay. They are like Jesus only. It is like all fucking Jesus, you know, and it's like super misguided, but man, dude, okay. You know what I'm saying? Like this is fucking, Kingsway. Okay. Look at his church, bro. His church is tiny. Okay. 85% of his church is under the age of 40. 55% are fucking children. So they are young. They are young evangelicals. I feel like these guys, you know, I'm drawing this line because these guys and TPUSA are like one and the same. Like, that's the thing. the reformist movement, the Charlie Kirk, the Erica Kirk, they are like very anti-immigration, very racist, white American Christians. You know, they're like white Jesus kind of people, and they're young, and they are exclusively about, you know, capturing kids at the youngest possible age, and they are like severe. Okay? You know, I mean, you saw on his list of sins how he had the one that said tolerance, okay? And you guys may have noticed this, but this is part of the sort of like Charlie Kirk, Erica Kirk, you know, Nancy Mace, modern evangelical movement where they don't believe they have to be nice. In fact, they believe being like mean and harsh and unforgiving is what God wants you to do to everybody who's not living correctly. Like there's a fierceness and a belief that, no, we're not supposed to be tolerant. We're not supposed to be nice to sinners. We're supposed to like hurt them and force them to relent to Jesus, or let them be punished and harmed. You know what I mean? And yeah, no, what you're saying is it is antithetical to Jesus for sure. And also what Nick is saying too, that the other thing they believe is they believe in the money. Oh, dude, they believe in the big money, bro. They like to stack that cash, boss. Okay? It's a big part of their thing. They're like, we got the cash, no leggings for you, and right? Oh, shit. Oh, dude, look out. Oh, Lord have mercy. Yeah. But yeah, so that was my interaction today. But dude, I've had a couple like, dude, my Twitter is growing again, guys. I don't know what it is, but it just started a month ago. Dude, I'm going to get back to 40,000 here in a hot minute. Money is their Christ. Dude, Brad, you're not wrong, boss. Let's go, baby. Dude, we only need 3 more and we got 15 minutes, plenty of time. But yeah, that shit is crazy though, dude. But yeah, man, I have had some stuff go viral lately. But so yeah, so that's what he did, guys. He went to a sandwich shop with his family. He got so deeply offended that the young woman was dressed like any person would dress at a gym or casual, you know, whatever. She was wearing some leggings and a sports bra. I'm sure she looked fine, but he considers leggings to be lingerie. And man, right here with him, ma'am, if I was in a restaurant and a pastor like shamed a waitress about the way she was dressed, dude, I would definitely stand up and be like, yo, you need to shut the fuck up, homie, and you need to sit down right now. I'm not going to have you like Jesus shame some waitress because you're uncomfortable with a person wearing normal clothing. Like, you need to back off, bro. Right? I would. Dude, that shit is like outrageous. And you know they voted for Trump, bro. You know they voted for Trump. You know it. Trump. The like paying off the porn star to be quiet. The grab him by the you-know-what guy. The guy with like 26 credible rape charges. The guy who is despicable. Says nasty shit to women every single day. You know this guy voted for him, right? You know this guy is like, thinks Trump is their divine vehicle. Stephanie, let's go. Dude, Stephanie, you are killing it. Let's go. Dude, Viva Le Austin. Oh! Dude, if my Twitter is growing, you need to stop touching it and get back to Jesus. Oh, shit. No more Twitter. Dude, that's funny. Oh, my God. Dude, what does that mean, Sam? Peros? Is that something about puppies? I know it's something. Puppies, what is it? Snow puppies, right? I know Peros is dogs, right? Amoros Peros. Did you guys see the movie Amoros Peros? What a great movie. Dude, crazy, man. This shit though, guys, this shit gets me heated, okay? Like again, man, I don't have a problem with people, you know, religion existing and Christians believing stuff and Christians, and thank you, Nick, for the, dude, for the, oops, sorry, wrong button. Thank you for the membership. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like Christianity or any of the major Abrahamic religions, okay? Me personally, I don't believe in it, and I find their whole ethos to be pretty toxic. But I don't mind people, you know, believing in it, and if you want to live that life, like, sure, you know what I'm saying? More power to you. Go to church, pray, tithe, do it all, you know? But when this stuff happens, where their shame and their unreasonable feelings about society start creeping up, and then they start believing, well, hey, I have the right to tell you you should be ashamed and you're sinning because you're wearing leggings because I am of Jesus. And that shit is where I have a problem, because you don't get to judge my life and tell me the moral value of my life because you read some fucking book and believe in some invisible entity. That doesn't give you any power over me, right? Your shame, I don't need to live in shame because you do. Like, fuck off, you know? You know what I mean? Like, and then trying to incorporate that shit into the law, dude. And dude, you know what's crazy too? You go to Flagstaff. I've been to Flagstaff. Okay. I played shows there. I mean, it's definitely, Northern Arizona is far more woke and, you know, than Southern Arizona, of course, because, you know, you have the, you know, there's Sedona and, you know, there's a lot more of the pagan mysticism and people that are artists and shit live up there. But like, dude, like, it's not like Flagstaff is an adult club, you know? Come on, man. Dude, yeah, if there is a God, leggings are a gift from God, indeed. Oh, shit. Can I reach out to Tabitha? Yeah, no, I'll reach out to Tabitha. Dude, I saw her post about Graham Platner. And man, I felt a real fucking, you know, I felt a real, I don't know. It made my heart sink a little bit, right? Because she's right that sometimes when we look at these far left candidates, okay, and this was, you know, there was a little bit of this in some of Bernie's camp too, where the far left, some of their candidates are like, are racist. You know what I'm saying? And they're like, they're okay with it as long as they're populist. And I fucking take some issue with that, man. You know what I'm saying? And they're the people who think we need to let social issues go. Like, forget about the social issues, focus on economic populism. But like, goddamn, guys, you can't, all of economics in America is based on race. All of it. All of economics in this fucking country is fucking race, bro. It's race and it's gender. And that's it. You can't have a discussion about economic populism in America separate from race. It's not fucking possible. Okay? And that's a real problem. You know what I'm saying? And the thing about this, though, Jared, is Platner isn't really good. Okay? Platner's platform is really good. But, dude, you want to look at some shit with Platner? I mean, dude, he's part of the next thing. We can move on to this. But he's not really good, guys. There's a lot of him that doesn't add up. Okay? Like, you want to look at this? Let's go look at some fucking Platner real quick. Okay? Okay? And now, don't get me wrong. His platform is amazing. Okay? The shit on his platform is incredible. But guys, we can't just judge the platform. And when somebody's running for office, we have to judge the person. And this guy has no political background. He's never done a political job. He's never been a city council person. He's never voted in public on any issue. Okay? He has no track record. But what does he have? He has Marine, okay, which is like pretty not woke. Okay? Marine is about as not woke as you get. He has a Nazi tattoo. He went to a private school and was born into a rich family, so he's not even a working class guy. He's not really an oyster farmer. He bought the goddamn farm. He's the owner of a fucking oyster farm. Okay? He's made really susceptible fucking, like questionable comments about women, about black people. He used the F slur in 2018, guys. He was 34 years old in 2018 when he was still using the F slur. Like, bro, a Marine with a Nazi tattoo who said questionable things about black people and women and uses the F slur. And then a couple years later, this trust fund kid is reborn as a far leftist saying all the right shit. I'm not buying it, bro. That's red flags for me, guys. Dude, Willem, let's go. That's a lot of red flags. And here, let's look at it. You ready? I bookmarked something for this so we can talk about it. Okay? Like, here's one, okay, which is with him saying just a regular working class Mainer, okay? Democratic Senate candidate Graham Platner, the self-described working class Mainer, attended an elite boarding school in Connecticut that costs upwards of $75,000 a year. Huh. That's not working class, guys. Okay. Its alumni include Supreme Court Justice Potter Stewart, former CIA Director Porter Goss, the Clinton family crony Strobe Talbot, Mackenzie Scott Bezos, and the veteran news anchor Chris Wallace. Graham Platner is enrolled as a first-year student at the Hotchkiss School, located in Lakeville, Connecticut, a Maine newspaper, the Ellsworth American reported in November 1999. Platner is familiar to many through his role as the Artful Dodger in Oliver and as a 20th Maine Civil War reenactor. The Hotchkiss School is located roughly 60 miles from Yale University in northwestern Connecticut. Now, in and of itself, just because you're wealthy doesn't make you like, you're not automatically bad because you're wealthy. But the problem is he has not presented himself as wealthy. He's presented himself as a working class Mainer. But dude, he's not a working class guy. He's never been a working class guy. So he's lying, okay? He's lying about who he is in his representation of him as a progressive. Don't you have a problem if you have a progressive candidate who's lying to you about who he is? Why didn't he just say, I had the privilege of going to a $75,000 a year school. I came from a wealthy family. I've never had to struggle. So now I want to give back because I see everybody else struggling. He didn't do that. He lied. He lied about who he is and said, I'm one of you guys. You need to vote for me. He's a fucking liar. I have a problem with fucking liars, okay? All right, there's more, though. You ready? Watch this, though. So here, this person, the Leah, okay, she has created a thread about Platner. Dude, how many more for the dance? Oh, let's go, Stephanie. Dude, we already have the dance, right? Normally we do the dance at the end, but what I will do is this. Is because we got the dance so quick tonight and everybody's fucking donating like crazy. Here's what we're going to do, okay? What we're going to do is this, is as soon as I do the Graham Platner, and right after this, I'll do the dance, and then we'll go on with the rest of the stream instead of waiting till the end. And in fact, maybe I'll do another like smaller dance party, and we'll fucking go and maybe we'll do 2 of them. Okay. So anyway, so first off, this woman created a fucking thread about Platner. Okay. Now, one thing here is Graham Platner's campaign offered his former political director $15,000 to sign an NDA after she quit. Okay. She didn't sign it. Okay. So what happened is the political director quit. Okay. Right. Let's go back here. Oh my God. We'll go back to the beginning. Okay. You ready? So here we go. Did someone pay me? No, Jared. I don't like liars, Jared. You know what I'm saying? I don't like liars. Okay? I don't like rich kids who say they're working class and then say they have this big populist platform, and then if they get in Congress and the Republicans win, they get fucking tax cuts. Okay? I'm tired of Ro Khanna. Okay, who says, oh, I'm a populist. Oh, I'm a progressive. Oh, we should have all this shit. But guess what? As long as I'm around, the Republicans win everything and I get tax cuts along with all my rich constituents. I'm tired of these fake fucking progressives. If you're not a real working class person, dude, he's not a goddamn socialist, Jared. If you go to a $75,000 private school and you are not a fucking socialist, boss. Okay? That's bullshit. He's a socialist because he has all the money in the goddamn world. Okay? You're not a real socialist if your parents pay for you to go to a $100,000 a year private school. You're a rich fucker who talks about being a socialist while you get tax cuts every time the Republicans win. Okay? And I'm tired of that shit. I'm tired of those fake socialist progressives that are rich fuckers with no fucking political history that turn out like 𝗙ście 𝗠𝗆 and John Fetterman once they get into office, right? Dude, yeah, it's like that's bullshit. Dude, I'm not buying it. If I want a socialist who worked for a fucking living, bro, you know what I mean? That's just me, right? I want my socialists to have worked for a living at some fucking point in their life. But now watch this. You ready? So, but my main thing though, Jared, my main thing with Graham Platner is he's a liar. Okay? That's my main thing, guys. Okay? Forget about the socialism. Forget about the rich kid. I love his platform. Dude, his platform is amazing. Okay? You go to his website. His platform is incredible. But the problem is Graham Platner is a liar. Okay? He's a liar, guys. He's a liar. That's my main problem with him. Okay, one is he knew in 2018 that he had a Nazi tattoo. Okay, he had discussions on Reddit about his tattoo 7 years ago, so he knew it was a Totenkopf. Okay, he knew this. He made a video the other day. Oh, I just found this out. He's lying. He knew years ago. And in 2018, he also used the F slur. Okay, I don't like guys, former Marines, who use the F slur. I don't trust them when they're lying about other shit. Okay, just because you say you support Medicare for all, that doesn't mean I bend over and give you my ass. Okay, just because you say the things I want to hear doesn't mean you automatically get my shit if you're lying to me and you're a Marine using the F slur. Okay, like let's be honest about this. You know? I mean, dude, if I run as a progressive, they're never going to dredge up a thing where I use the F slur. They're not going to find that shit on me. They're not going to find shit on me talking about fucking, you know, like saying nasty shit about women online. You're not going to find that shit, okay? And you're not going to look in my past and find out I went to a $100,000 a year school and am pretending to be working class. No, you're going to see that my parents were on welfare. That we got hot dogs from a fucking farmer that was friends with my mom one winter and ate 26 pounds of hot dogs because we were so poor because my parents couldn't find work. Okay? You're not going to find that I went to some posh private school in fucking Madison, Wisconsin. Okay? You know, and so I don't like people who lie. Okay? I don't like liars, man. You know? But anyway, all right. In addition, okay, Platner's former co-workers from his time working as a bartender in D.C. confirmed that he talked about the tattoo and called it a 𝗏𝗏𝗏. Okay? So his fucking, right, supposedly, right, again, this is hearsay, so we don't know. We don't know if it's true, but it looks like many people in his realm, and there's Reddit shit that has said he knew about the tattoo. So he's lying to us, okay? Then his other problems is the thing about the blacks don't tip, okay? He made the comment about women in the military, like if you don't want to get raped, like be careful who you drink around. Okay, dude, he worked for Blackwater. You know what I'm saying? That's weird. I find that a little weird. That to me is like that what's her name, dude? 𝗙𝗪𝗪, right? Who I don't like. Okay, she's CIA'd, right? I don't like her. You know what I'm saying? Tom Suozzi, who is, you know, wealthy, like Mr. fucking, you know, Richie McChickens, whatever, right? The guy who won George Santos's district is all wealthy, snotty, like fuck civil rights. I don't like that guy either. And those guys are establishment Dems. So my dislike, okay, my dislike for Platner isn't about him being a progressive or establishment, because there's establishment people that I don't like and don't trust either, right? I don't trust 𝗙𝗪𝗪. I don't trust Hakeem Jeffries. I don't trust Chuck Schumer. I don't trust, you know what I'm saying? Like, if Chuck Schumer runs for fucking Senate and somebody opposes him, I'm not going to be stumping for Chuck Schumer, okay? You know, I'm not going to be stumping for 𝗙𝗪𝗪. I mean, I'd rather have them win than a Republican, but, like, this isn't about me trying to bash progressives. It's about the fact that this guy's a liar, okay? Now, he said he knew he had the Nazi tattoo. He's had a lot of homophobic Reddit statements. And to me, guys, that's a real problem. The homophobic Reddit statements is a real problem, okay? And the blaming establishment Dems, like, I get it if you're anti-establishment, but blaming that shit is not cool, okay? Now, here's Shannon Watts, who I like very much. Okay, Shannon Watts is, you know, founded like a thing to help moms who suffer through school shootings and shit. Okay, like there's an article in The Advocate about, you know, his Reddit comments using homophobic slurs and anti-LGBTQ stuff. I don't like that. Okay, I don't like that. And it's not when he was 17, guys. He did this shit when he was fucking 34. Okay? He's a Marine, right? A Blackwater Marine who, when he was 34 years old, was using the F slur on Reddit. Like, that's not cool, guys. I don't really trust that shit. Okay? And there are the posts right there. You know what I'm saying? Now, again, the people of Maine may still vote for this guy. Okay? All right. Now, look at this. All right. So this woman, Dara for Maine, who was running against him, okay, she was in the primary and she said she's suspending her campaign. Okay. She is ending her Senate bid to help Janet Mills. Okay. Which is interesting. I don't know. She had a problem with Platner's comments about rape in the military, and she issued a statement. Now, again, you could argue that maybe the Dems got to her, okay? You know what I'm saying? And like, but maybe they did. Or maybe she really doesn't like this guy, okay? Now, this is crazy too, because what happened is after his campaign political director quit. Okay, hold on. Let's find this. So right here, okay, this is Genevieve McDonald. Okay. And she says here, you know what I'm saying? All right. She is like, she quit. Okay. She quit after the fucking tattoo stuff came out. Okay. Now, what's crazy about this though is after, okay, after she quit, they asked her to sign an NDA, okay, which is pretty weird, guys. Okay, says either they didn't thoroughly vet him or they didn't think the things they found would be a problem, McDonald said in an interview. Either way, that was a poor calculus. You can't say things like rural Mainers are racist and stupid or you're a radicalized communist at 37, play them off as you were a young man and remain a serious contender against Susan Collins. This was 4 years ago, okay? Right? Amid the fallout from Platner's controversial years-old social media posts, his campaign began sending non-disclosure agreements to staffers last week, according to his former top political director, Genevieve McDonald, who said she declined to sign one. Okay? The campaign offered me $15,000 to sign an NDA after she quit. Okay? After she quit. And she said, I quit my job to work on Platner's campaign, believing it was something different than what it is. Okay. McDonald said she understood the financial offer to be conditional on her signing an NDA. She provided a screenshot of the text message from Perone suggesting Monday that if McDonald could get it back to me before the end of the day, I can get your payment out the door. Okay. So now, guys, that's pretty crazy. After she quits her job to work on the Platner campaign because she believes in him. She believes in his platform. And like I said, guys, his platform is amazing, okay? His platform is like so good. I mean, everything you could want in a progressive platform is listed in Graham Platner's platform. It is like music to the leftist ears. But the problem is he's a liar. He's not the guy he tells us he is. And he's like, I don't know, he's behaving in really shifty, shady ways that make it seem like he's come forward with the ultimate platform in order to get somebody in there that's going to be even worse than Susan Collins. You know, it does. It feels very Fetterman. It feels very very Kyrsten Sinema is what it feels like. It feels like Kyrsten Sinema, where she comes out and is like, oh shit, here we go, right? But this guy has like no track record, okay? But there's more. All right. Let's see here. So this too, you ready? Watch this. Okay. So the other thing, guys, is it would appear that they didn't vet him. Okay. It would appear that they didn't vet him, right? Like, for example, let me tell you a little story, guys. So when in 2022, okay, in 2022, I got picked for this reality TV thing for a gaming org called FaZe Clan. Okay. And we were all going down, a whole bunch of us, to live in this warehouse in LA for a month. Okay. To compete in this reality TV thing. But then COVID ripped through and we got sequestered in a hotel for weeks. And the whole thing was a shit show. It failed miserably. The reality TV thing never took off. And ultimately, they didn't even make any content from it. FaZe Clan didn't. It was like kind of a waste of a month. It was for me, it wasn't a waste because I got locked in a hotel room across from this huge mural of a trans woman talking about trans rights. And I swear to you, my political shit, the seeds of this started in that hotel room in 2022. That's when I started speaking up in the gaming community about civil rights and shit. And so for me, it was great. But my point of bringing this up is they did background checks on us, guys. Okay? They did background checks where they looked through they hired a company to go through all of our social media. Okay? I got a report back, guys, that was 50 pages. 50 pages that pointed out every controversial tweet I ever made, whether it was about women, whether it was about sex, whether it was about like religion or anything. And they had all the tweets. And then in fact, they had it broken down into like, they typecast me. Basically how I use social media, what groups had I offended or possibly offended, what groups might be offended by me, right? And had I said anything like that crossed lines, like this report was so incredibly thorough where I was like, God damn, they like had a dossier on me. And they did all this before I was allowed to, right? They did this before I was allowed to go to that warehouse. Like my participation was dependent upon the results of that background check. Okay. Now my point, the reason why I bring this up is because these guys here, Graham Platner, they picked a Senate candidate and they didn't do that, guys. They didn't vet him. They didn't run a social media background check on this guy. They didn't look at his history. They didn't nobody vetted this guy. Okay. None of the progressives or the people. And so what it says here, it says, Graham Platner's lived his life like a guy who never intended to run for a Senate seat because he didn't, right? He has no political history. He's never run for city council. He's never even worked on somebody's campaign, just nothing. It only happened because a group of millennial Bernie supporters were hunting for candidates to run against Susan Collins, and they picked Platner after seeing him in a video about oyster conservation. That's how they chose a Senate candidate. There was no vetting, okay? Earlier in the summer, a few weeks before Graham Platner fever swept Maine and beyond, a group of mostly millennial Democrats coordinating with Maine labor leaders, community activists, and volunteers, many of them Bernie alums, had been scouting the state for a candidate who could unseat Collins. These Democrats thought that the 5-term, 72-year-old Republican senator was vulnerable, which she is, right? She's very vulnerable. Her approval ratings were down. Kamala Harris had won the state in 2024 after they saw a video featuring Platner. This one made by local Frenchman Bay Conservancy in 2020 to stop a commercial salmon farm from building in the bay. They decided that he was exactly what they were looking for. Look at this. A working class guy with a military background and a deep connection to Maine. Okay? Now, but the problem is, guys, and we'll get to this in a minute, okay? The video was produced by Morris Katz, a top political strategist for New York City's Democratic mayoral candidate Zohran Mamdani, okay? So the video, within a few minutes of talking to him, I was like, this guy owes it to the country to run for Senate, Katz recalled of his first meeting with Platner. The video was meant to present the 41-year-old Maine native as a rugged and likable working-class Democrat running to unseat Susan Collins, but it could have just as easily been the opener of a reality TV show called Oyster Man, a macho pastiche with a Jeep commercial soundtrack. It shows him driving in his wetsuit, chopping wood, hauling oyster, and Platner has never run for office, seldom wears a suit, which is fine. I'm totally down with that. The launch video was viewed more than 2.5 million times. Hassan Piker showed it on his Twitch channel, where comments included tax the rich and eat the oysters. Wow, this guy looks like a progressive mind in a MAGA body. Okay, but now here's the problem, guys. Is like, I think what they said there is accurate, right? Progressive mind in a MAGA body. I think that's accurate, but I think it's the MAGA side of this guy that I don't like, you know? You know what I mean? Like, I like the idea of progressive candidates, but I don't like somebody who says, I'm a working class guy, and then you look at their history and they went to a $75,000 a year private school. Because you're not a working class guy. You lied about being working class. What MAGA side? The MAGA side is the rural, the like owns an oyster farm, the fucking Marine, right? The guy who used the F slur 7 years ago at age 34 repeatedly online. The guy who makes questionable statements about women and black people. That's all, to me, MAGA stuff, okay? And like, but my beef with him, though, guys, at the end of this isn't about, like, okay? You know, if you run for office, they're going to dig up your shit, okay? If you are a progressive running for office, they're going to dig up your shit, right? The Democratic Party is going to dig up your shit. Absolutely. There's no doubt, right? They're going to try to defeat you. But for me, though, guys, it's the lying, okay? It's the lying. When people lie to me, that is disqualifying, okay? The absolute lying, you know, the absolute lying to me is, you know, the I'm a working class guy. He's not a working class guy. He's a rich kid. He's a trust fund kid, okay? He's a Marine, which is questionable to me, but he's a Marine who got a Nazi tattoo and knew about it, and now he's acting like he didn't. He's a Marine who was using the F slur at 34 and is now saying he's really going to protect the you know, LGBTQ rights. But I'm like, dude, if you're using the F slur in your 30s, like, bro, that's not a kid thing. If you use the F slur when you're 15 in some gaming chats, you go to college and you become a progressive. I get that. But when you get out of the Marines, you get done with Blackwater and you're still using the F slur online at 34 after your trust fund existence. Like, now you just look like another rich kid who's really a Republican, but like kind of doing the economic populism thing. You know what I'm saying? That feels a little Cenk to me. You know, and they didn't vet him though, you know? Right? There was no vetting, okay? They didn't vet him. They made a video about him and decided, wow, this guy should run for Senate because he looks the part, right? He's a MAGA, he's a MAGA looking, like, might appeal to MAGA bros, right? Because he says the F slur and he's got some questionable feelings about race. But my thing is this, guys. You ready? And this is my question for all the progressives in the audience, because I'm a progressive policy-wise. But, like, what's with some of these progressives being, like, racist and homophobic? Like, why do I keep seeing that? I keep seeing progressives or people that claim to be economic populists like Cenk that have some real questionable attitudes toward women, people of color, and the LGBTQ. And they just want to focus on economics. But you can't focus on economics without focusing on women, people of color, and the LGBTQ, because that shit is what determines your fucking economics, man. You know? You know what I'm saying? And again, though, the people in Maine, okay, the people in Maine may vote for this guy, okay? And if the people in Maine vote for this guy, right, then they're voting for this guy, right? And they choose him. If they choose him, they have a right to choose him. But, like, dude, this guy doesn't feel like a real progressive. He just feels like he's got a real talky platform, but he seems like a liar to me, guys. That's my judgment of looking at him and listening to him and watching that video from the other day and then looking into his background and finding out that this guy's not working class. He's never been working class. He's a rich kid. He's a Nepo baby who, like, bought an oyster farm, and all of a sudden he sees his in to maybe be the progressive guy that gets into the Senate. You know what I'm saying? His Reddit posts for 15 years, you looked are very progressive. Matt, you should put some of them in the Discord, okay? Put screenshots in the Discord. But I don't like the racism. I don't like the homophobia. and I don't like the lying, okay? That's my thing, is to me, those are disqualifying, okay? And yeah, Reddit posts aren't a voting record, okay? I mean, he's got Reddit posts where he's also using the F slur. So, like, I mean, is he a super homophobic or is he a progressive? I just don't think real progressives are using the F slur. You know what I mean? Right? I'm the only non-black political channel you watch religiously. Lefties are becoming increasingly anti-black. Dude, AT2, thank you, boss. Let's go. Guys, I have a problem with some of the progressive leftism right now. And here's my problem. Okay, guys, you ready? I'm going to spell it out for you. Real simple. I feel like some of the progressive leftist segment of our party, our Democratic Party, they're okay if the candidate's a little bit racist or seems that way, and they're okay if the candidate's a little bit homophobic and seems that way, just as long as he says the right shit about Gaza, genocide, Medicare for all, and billionaires. And I don't like that because I don't think they're honest. I think if you are a little bit racist and you are a little bit homophobic, you're not going to come through on all that shit, boss. You're going to get in the machine and you're going to fucking vote for the machine. Just like Fetterman, just like Kyrsten Sinema. You know what I'm saying? You know? But again, if Maine votes for him, Maine votes for him. But I don't like these kinds of progressive candidates, boss. I feel like they're too like MAGA light. You know what I'm saying? They're like MAGA light. Like, I think some of progressive leftism is a little too racist for my blood, bro, and a little too homophobic for my blood. And I have a problem with that, you know? And I mean, for me, I look at Graham Platner and I went to his website and I was like, dude, I love everything he says on his website, but he doesn't have any track record of that shit. And then I look into his past and I find out he's lying about a bunch of shit and he's got a goddamn Nazi tattoo. And I'm sorry, guys, if you have a Nazi tattoo, you're disqualified. And we would disqualify any Republican with a Nazi tattoo. Why the fuck would we be supporting a progressive with a Nazi tattoo? What the fuck does that mean? Like, you can't give the Republican shit for having a Nazi tattoo if you'll vote for somebody with one? Like, goddamn, bro, that's bullshit. That is some circular ass bullshit. You pick one. Either the Nazi tattoo is always bad, or you're fine with Nazi tattoos. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. That shit is like, I have minimum standards. You tell me you're working class and I find out you went to a $75,000 a year private school, you are disqualified. You lied to me. You ain't working class. You have no idea what I've been through. Our government is currently under a white supremacist takeover, and this guy with the Nazi tat pops up out of nowhere. So obvious he's a Fetterman. I mean, he could be. I'm saying, guys, we got to stop being seduced by words, okay? You know what I'm saying? We got to stop being seduced by words. Now, okay, now I look at Janet Mills, okay? Let's just look at Janet Mills. I don't love her, guys. I don't. She's too old, okay? But I like that she's a woman. I like that I've seen her stand up to Trump, okay? I've seen her stand up to Trump. She's taken him to court and beaten him in the name of protecting transgender people, okay? Now that means something to me. That means something to me personally. That's what I want to see. I want to see an actual fighter defending civil rights here at home, okay? A Marine with a Nazi tattoo who's lying to me about being a trust fund kid. I don't trust that. I trust the woman who fucking stood up to Trump and beat him in court and protected trans people. I mean, for me, that's a no-brainer, okay? Now, that doesn't mean that, okay, so Janet's establishment, okay? All right. That sucks, but like, dude, she's at least fighting for the things I value. I just don't know if Graham Platner, the people who are all into him, is he really fighting for the shit you value? You love this guy. He says, oh, here's the things I value. It's the things you value. Then he takes his shirt off and you see Nazi shit. And then he lies about it. And then he says he's a working class guy, but you find out he's really a rich kid. And he lied about that. Then he was using the F slur 7 years ago when he was 34, right? And so at what point, you know what I'm saying? At what point do you think that this guy's being truthful to you now if he just lied to you about all this other shit, right? Like, I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And you know, and so I get it though. I get it that you're saying that for you, I saw somebody in chat, right? They said that use the phrase baby killers. So this is only about his statements about genocide and Israel. But again, a guy with a Nazi tattoo fucking being like anti-Israel, I don't think that's the way you want to go. Dude, leftist logic, ignore racism as long as candidate makes claim of being progressive. I mean, that's kind of true. But like, dude, can't you find a progressive, like pro-Palestine person who doesn't have a Nazi tattoo, who doesn't lie about being working class, who didn't use the F slur, right? I mean, Maine's got like, how many people are in Maine, dude? Maine population, 1.4 million. All right, out of 1.4 million people, probably 50% of that, 700,000 men. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. I just think they can get a better candidate, you know? But anyway, that's my take, okay? I realize people are going to disagree with me. Leftists fucking give me shit all the time. But guys, I, Tommy Harrington, okay, your political punk here who considers himself to be very leftist, but I don't hate the Democratic Party. I'm not like, you know, I'm not like so anti-establishment that everybody who's an establishment candidate is the devil to me. I don't feel that way. But I personally have a real problem with progressive leftism that seems to be okay with racism and homophobia. I'm not okay with that. Okay? If you are okay with leftism and homophobia, I don't give a shit what you fucking say about Palestine. I really don't. Okay? If you are okay with racism and homophobia, I don't fucking care. You can say whatever you want about Palestine. I am not listening. Okay? Because I think you can be pro-Palestine without being racist and homophobic or having elements of racism and homophobia with you. You know? I don't like that shit. Dude, that's just how I feel, man. And I see increasing levels of, you ready for this, guys? Here, I'm gonna lay it on you. I am seeing increasing numbers of white leftists who are like fine if there's a little racism and homophobia right in front of them. If they feel like it's going to get them something with Israel and it's going to get them like Medicare for all. But like, guys, if we get Medicare for all and we're not focused on the racism aspect, we're not going to get Medicare for all. We're going to get Medicare for white people. Okay? That's what we're going to get. And the black people and the people of color are going to get rejected. Okay? They're going to be the ones that have the shit experience. We're going to be celebrating our Medicare for all while all the black people get squeezed out of the goddamn system. I can very much see that happening with some of this white leftist ideology where they're just like, well, we're going to ignore the racism. We're going to ignore the homophobia because we're white, because we're fine. We're white. We grew up in rich families. We went to Columbia. And so, yeah, we're so progressive. But it's like, bro, you know, the rest of the world doesn't quite have the ability to be that progressive in that way. They're fucking struggling. We gotta center our fucking politics in class and fucking race and gender. You know what I mean? We have to center it in equitable civil rights. That needs to be the cornerstone, right? You know what I'm saying? the cornerstone is about, we don't just need Medicare for all. We need Medicare for all that actually covers the non-white people. You know what I'm saying? We need a system that doesn't just protect the white people who went to Columbia. You know what I'm saying? And like, yeah, the low income, and so that's really, you know what I'm saying? Seeing trolls trying to ruin our cause. Don't buy into it. By your cause, you think Graham Platner is part of your cause? Is that what you're saying? That I like that you think Graham Platner is the pro-trans candidate, that the civil rights candidate that is really? Oh no, you're all right. Yeah. All right, good. I was wondering what you're saying. Dude, I'm not going to let the trolls ruin our cause. Right? No. Right? I'm not. I'm holding strong. You just got here? All right. Yeah, no, I don't trust Graham Platner. I don't. You know what I mean? I didn't know a lot about him. I didn't know that he was like the golden boy of, I'll be honest, I didn't know he was the golden boy. I didn't even really know he existed. That's terrible, right? You know what I'm saying? Until this shit came out, I didn't know he existed. Once I saw that Janet Mills was running, I was like all in for Janet Mills, right? But again, I think a lot of leftists, though, they don't like me because Janet Mills, they say she's pro-Israel, but she hasn't taken any AIPAC money. And she's sworn off all corporate PAC money. So how are people hating on Janet Mills? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. This is weird. Like, the AIPAC tracker has a warning for Janet Mills, but it doesn't show that she's taken any money. Like, that's fucking bizarre, bro. And dude, that's, to me, is really weird. It's really weird. Too many leftists are focused only on their particular issue. Yeah, no, I know. So refreshing to hear a left creator is not a part of the Dem bashing both sides grift. Let's go, Casey. Dude, I'm not a Dem basher. But I am a progressive. I agree with, I just think, though, because Chuck Schumer recommends her. I get it. Chuck Schumer recommends her. I get that, but dude, look at, why do I think Chuck Schumer is backing her then? I would assume, Natalie, that Chuck Schumer is backing her because she's going to support him, right? Of course, there's self-interest. Like, if they take the Senate, she's going to support him as leader. And so she's like protecting his power. So I get that. I totally, that's why I think Schumer's backing him. But even fucking Hakeem Jeffries just endorsed Zohran Mamdani, so he came around. He realized that he's got to fucking pony up, right? And right before early voting starts. So like, I find Hakeem to be annoying as shit, right? But he fucking showed up. He did his Dem duty, at least he stuck with it, like, again, guys, here's the deal, right? And I'm going to go and say this. If Platner, okay, if Platner wins the primary, despite my reservations, I'll still support him over Susan Collins because he's the Democratic candidate. Okay, that's how I roll. If Platner wins the primary, he has my support against Susan Collins. But I don't like Platner because he's a liar. He's not truthful, guys. And I think if he does win and he beats Susan Collins, I think his lying is going to come out. I think we're going to see some shit, boss. You know what I'm saying? I think we will, because I am tired of these fucking lefties that are kind of a little too racist and homophobic for my taste. Sorry, I had to verbally slap someone in my chat. All right, let's go. But that's just me, right? I'll support, if he wins, I'll fucking support him against Susan Collins, okay? Because I will rally, but I'm a man of my word. Let's go. You wear iron crosses, biker caps, and look like Nazi hats, but you're not a Nazi. Old school metalhead, leather bitch, metal bitch. Let's go, felony strutter. I love it. Dude, I lived in LA, man. We had a lot of old school leather bitch, metal bitches. You know what I'm saying? You know, but again, though, like I said, what started off this rant about Platner was what started this off was a post I saw from Tabitha. Okay, right? Tabitha speaks politics, right? You know Tabitha, right? She's a black creator here. I believe she's from the South. I'm pretty sure Tabitha is from Georgia. Okay. And Tabitha is, you know, she sent a lot of people here. I really like her. Okay. I do. I love her voice. I love her fucking, you know, her take on things. But I saw her really sort of crestfallen. Okay. Because she was like, you know, I'm hurt. Basically, her post said something to the effect of, I am sad that leftists seem to be okay with racism, is what she said in her post, essentially around Graham Platner. She was like, they seem to be okay with racism and like American racism, you know, and that was a little, and she's not wrong, man. She's not wrong, dude. I mean, I see it with Cenk 𝗙𝗍𝗄𝗏. I've seen it with other sort of, you know, the whole progressive philosophy of like, let's focus on genocide and economic populism, and don't talk about the civil rights shit because the MAGA, the racists and the, you know, the fucking homophobes might not vote for you if you talk about that stuff. And I don't know, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't like that. I don't think we can't talk about economic populism without, you know, looking at racism and gender and LGBTQ issues. You know what I'm saying? It's really like that has to be the cornerstone. You know, the cornerstone has to be the equity, right? Like I would rather have no Medicare for all than to have a Medicare for all that just squeezed out all the LGBTQ and black people, right? I don't want Medicare for all for, you know, white people that make, you know, $75,000 a year or more. You know what I'm saying? I don't want that. I feel like not having anything would be better because that would be the worst kind of trap because we'd all be like, yay, we arrived while everybody's really suffering, you know? So I don't know, but we'll see. We'll look at this. Now, again, like the thing is I hear people on the left or like the socialist crowd who are saying, well, the Dem establishment is doing Oppo research and they're trying to like destroy this guy. But like, guys, that's what you do in a campaign, okay? If you're going to run as like, fuck the establishment is gonna try to bury you. That's what they do. That's politics, bro. Like you can't run as anti-establishment and then when they do the Oppo research and try to bury you, you're like, oh, they're being so mean. Look what they're doing. It's like, that's their fucking job. If you're running against them, their job is to destroy you. And so you gotta be capable of not being destroyed, right? That's fucking reality. You know, that's what politics is. So I'm tired of hearing like, oh, I'm like, we're so anti-establishment, but the Democratic Party is being so mean to us. It's like, dude, you know, and look at, I feel like Mamdani is a great example, guys. Look at Mamdani, okay? I mean, dude, first off, Mamdani, he's a rich kid, okay? But he's never lied about it, okay? He's a rich kid, but he's never lied about it. He's very open about who his mother is. He's very open about fucking having been privileged, never fucking lied. Look what else he did. Look at what he did, dude. Hochul, okay? He didn't just be like, fuck the establishment Democrats in New York. He brought them on the team, okay? He is Zoran and he's being him, but he's partnering up with Kathy Hochul. Now, she was his staunch fucking defender. You know what I'm saying? They're working together, okay? It's not like, fuck you, you're the establishment, you're automatically bad, right? You know what I'm saying? And so, like, he is showing us how it's done. But the guy was, like, vetted. He was already a city council member. He was already involved in politics, you know? You know what I'm saying? And so I think that you can be a progressive, you can be a socialist, you can be a DSA, and you can like do that and still not like, you know, you can still fit into the network that is the Democratic Party. It is possible. You know, that's what being a good politician is, I think, you know? But, all right. Dude, we're going to dance, though. You ready? We got to dance. I'm sorry. People have been waiting on a dance. That Platner thing got out of fucking... That shit got out of hand, boss. Dude, I know, though, like, but again, I will say this, okay? If Platner wins Maine, if he beats Janet Mills, I'm in his corner, okay? 100%. I'm in his corner, but I'm telling you right now, okay? If Platner wins and he beats Janet Mills and he beats Susan Collins and he gets in there 2 years from now, 3 years from now, you're going to see some shit from Platner, okay? I'm telling you right now, dude, like 3 years from now, I will say I fucking told you so when that motherfucker goes like Kyrsten Sinema or fucking John Fetterman. I'm going to motherfucking I told you so like mad, okay? Because he's a liar. And that should be disqualifying. You know what I'm saying? Like being a liar, misrepresenting who you are and shit, and it should be disqualifying. You know? You know what I'm saying? That's my thing, dude. Dude, Fetterman, Sinema, right? Sinema, Fetterman, Sinema. Fetterman, dude, it was the shotgun. Everybody ignored the shotgun. Oh, he chased a guy with a shotgun. Maybe because it wasn't he was black. His comments were 15 years ago. No, Marcia, he was using the F slur 7 years ago in 2018 when he was 34 years old. Okay, after his stint with the Marine Blackwater stint, he was like F slurring on the internet, right? At 34, guys, this guy is like, he's a real late bloomer, right? Right? Dude, but Fetterman, dude, we ignored the shotgun, right? But, dude, yeah, the fucking, a Marine with a Nazi tattoo and F slurs and questionable, possible racist and misogynist statements. Yeah, that's not looking good, guys. Okay? You know what I'm saying? Oh, shit. Mamdani, when you say Zandami, are you talking about Mamdani? Dude. Yeah, dude, the Blackwater Marine, I mean, there's so much about him that is just disqualifying for me. Like, really? That's our progressive socialist candidate, a trust fund baby who went to a $75,000 a year private school, has never worked a day in his goddamn life. He was a Blackwater Marine merc for the fucking government and for Blackwater, which is like the shady government. That's like the ICE masked up fucking secret hidden behind the veil government. Not even the government, like the deep underground fucking shit merc people. And he's like got some questionable views about race and gender and shit. And you're telling me that's our guy just because he says like genocide? Like, dude, you need a higher bar for motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? You know? Right? So earlier you said you didn't know anything about this guy until recently. Why do I think he's doing this? Why do I think Graham Platner's doing this? I mean, I don't know. I just know that, like so he's a Marine, right? An ex-Marine who owns an oyster farm. And so I would imagine this, right? I would imagine, I mean, I don't know, but I think obviously when people come up and are like, wow, a bunch of Bernie people came up and decided this guy should be a candidate. And then you go from being an oyster farmer to being like famous. Like politics now is like being an influencer, okay? If you're running for Senate, and especially if you're appealing to the young people, it's like politics is different now. It's not about writing policy anymore. It's like being a TikToker, okay? So I think if somebody goes up to somebody and says, hey, do you want to be a rich and famous TikToker that you can get into Senate now and fucking craft legislation for Maine that will cause your business to explode and fucking, right? And, you know, there's a lot of power involved. I think it's very enticing to be a politician now because it's more like a reality TV experience than it is like there was a time when politicians were like wonks, right? And now they're not. Now they're like TV stars. They're like online influencers. So I think, you know, it's possible that, you know, it's possible that he, you know, I don't know. I mean, again, I don't know. Right? I have no idea what his thing is. I mean, because he's never been involved in politics before, you know? So could his thing be that he's just so fed up about something that he's decided to run? But, you know, that's just it, though, Natalie. You ready? Is when you look at this, he didn't decide to run. It was like somebody made an oyster video about him and he was really good on camera and he had a really like interesting look and personality. And so then he was like, you know, political people were informed about him and then they went and he became the candidate, but they didn't even vet him. So like I don't think he even chose to run. I think he ran across Zohran Mamdani's filmmaker, and that guy said, wow, this dude has a really like interesting fucking personality. And then a whole bunch of people were like, yes, let's make him our candidate and give him this super progressive platform. And like, I don't even know. I mean, obviously with him lying about being poor and working class and him sort of misrepresenting his tattoo and shit, we think, I don't even know that this guy decided to run. I think this guy is just going along for a ride, you know, because he's being offered, you know, power and money. That's what I think. And he's from a rich family, so power and money are something that he's probably already well versed in, you know? I don't know. I just, you know, not everyone is fake. You're right. Not everyone is fake. But again, I have problems with people lying to me. And for me, being an actual working class, like my parents made $12 an hour when I was in high school, right? In California in the 80s, right? $10, $12, $14 an hour. So I was from working class. I got a letter in sports and my parents couldn't afford to buy me a Letterman jacket. Okay, so I never got a jacket for my fucking varsity swim letter. That was how working class I was. So for me, when somebody says they're working class like me, oh, I'm working class, I represent the working class, and you find out they went to a $75,000 a year private school, dude, that's some bullshit. That for me is automatically disqualifying. Like, why are you lying about being rich? Why didn't you take another fucking tack there? Why didn't you just admit you were rich and wealthy and privileged? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, dude, I think he's a fraud. And if he wins, we'll wait and see. And I think I wish the left wing of my party, the far left of my party, I wish they would stop excusing racism and homophobia just because they hear the word genocide. Okay? I think they're over fixated
Okay, they're over fixated to the point of like what's not actually going to stop the genocide, because we're going to fucking put people in there that just realize that's your buzzword. Okay, that's what's going to get them in the door. And you'll ignore every other red flag on them just because they're playing one fucking sympathetic, like one heartstring of yours. I think you got to be careful with people plying your fucking heartstrings about that. Okay, that situation in the Middle East is truly horrific and truly problematic, but don't get fucking buffaloed and get Fetterman and Cinema because they realize the heartstring is all they got to pull on, dude. Look at what Jill Stein did, bro. She did the same shit. Where's Jill Stein been since the election? She ain't been fighting genocide, guys. Dude, right? She came and pulled on the heartstring, and then she brought on this guy with her that was, God, had some questionable fucking beliefs, dude. Dude, shit. Dude, I don't know, man. I just, All right, let's dance, baby. Dude. You're thinking about getting into running, you'll find porn and pics of you doing 8 balls. Maybe that'll get you elected, though, actually, felony strutter, right? See, again, you ready? I'm going to say this again, guys. Look at this shit. You ready? Watch this. So the worry is not the first or only PMC in levels of your politics. What is PMC? Never trust a PMC that tells you he's X anything. What does PMC mean? Right? But so again though, when I look at Graham Platner and he's got a Nazi tattoo, he's used the F slur, he's had some questionable statements about women and shit. Why doesn't he run as a Republican? Right? Like that's literally, I think some of these guys that hate the Democratic Party and are super anti-establishment, why don't we do the opposite thing? Why don't, instead of getting buffaloed, private military contractor, instead of getting buffaloed by people like Cinema and Fetterman, I think some of these progressive guys that have this questionable race belief should run as Republicans, right? The left-wing populists that don't care about like the racism and the homophobia, they should run as Republicans and shake that shit up. Like that, I think would be like more effective, right? Where nobody would make a big deal about the Nazi tattoo, and then the Dems would call out the Nazi tattoo and he could capitalize on it. And then he could win as a Republican and caucus with the left wing, right? I mean, wouldn't that be more powerful to like have these guys do the Manchin and Cinema and fucking Fetterman thing to the Republicans, right? Like, dude, imagine, you ready? Imagine if Bernie Sanders had run in the Republican primary, boss. I bet Bernie could have won the Republican primary. Dude, I shit you not. I think Bernie could run as a Republican and fucking, he had so much like entrancing, like, energy in middle America to white middle America. I bet Bernie could have won as a Republican, dude. And then he could have caucused with the left, dude. That would have been something, right? You'd love to know Platner's voting history. Yeah, we don't know anything about Platner, right? That's like the thing. Dude, what would I do? Bernie took off his shirt, had a giant Iron Cross tat. Oh, shit. Yeah. But again, I think that the killing in the Middle East, that is Israel's Netanyahu shit, is like a really serious problem, guys. It is. But we need serious fucking people to like do that work. We need serious, well-vetted people to do that work. We need to not let like deeply anti-Semitic people like get higher up in office just because they're milking the Palestinian situation. You know, we got to be really careful there. I think we got to be vigilant, you know what I'm saying? And like, I don't know, man. I just feel like the leftists are too easily seduced. Holy shit. All right. Let me see what we got, dude. Dude, I want to cover some other shit, guys. Okay? Dude, I want to cover some other shit. I'm gonna try and get a few more things into the fucking quagmire. And then we're gonna dance. All right? Oh, shit. We got sidetracked on Platner. Yeah, I mean, dude, 𝗙𝗍𝗃 is a complicated individual, boss. You know? All right. So let's look at some of this shit, boss. Dude, we got to look at this. Have you guys seen this? Holy fucking shit, boss. All right? Yeah, no, you're right, Christine. It was an important conversation, and I'm going to make a video about Platner. Okay? I'm going to make a video about Platner. I didn't before, right? Because I'm always afraid. Afraid's not the right word, but I don't know, man. It's hard. It's hard to be critical of the leftists, right? Because like there's a lot of rage. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of rage that I receive from leftists because they don't fucking consider me. You know what I'm saying? They won't fucking like, I'm not leftist enough because I don't hate the Democratic Party. So I have to be careful. Like a lot of times, every time I make a pro-left video, right? Like for example, right? I've been very careful about this because some of my audience overlaps with like Hassan, and it has from the beginning, right? But so what happened in the beginning of my channel is I made a video supporting Hassan and shit he was saying about genocide and Israel. And then a week later, I made a video about how like it's not all Joe Biden's fault because America's had 70 years of history with Israel. And Joe Biden is doing just what every other American president has ever done. Okay. And he's too old. And so then a whole bunch of the fucking like a whole bunch of the Hassan people like bailed on my channel. But I made the video specifically because I don't want to cater to like, I don't want to get pulled into the far left. You know what I mean? I want to be able to have my far left beliefs, but also be able to still operate with centrist and left-leaning Democrats. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to have to be like, fuck the whole Democratic Party in order to please my audience. Okay? I feel like that's unhealthy. That audience capture that could come with that is like not where I want to go. You know what I'm saying? Because like, there is an audience capture thing that happens as a content creator. We are all a party of this. And so what happens is if you just take the where you have to be on the far left, fuck all the Dems, anti-democratic party, you are eventually going to get an audience capture to where you have to keep getting more extreme in order to feed that beast. And I don't think extremism in any form is necessarily the answer. Okay. I think extreme, you know, I think you can take elements of extremism, but you have to apply it towards equity for all. And here's what else is hard. You ready? You ready, guys? Part of it is about my white male privilege. Okay. And part of it is me being a white male means I can have far more extreme political beliefs because I am immune to the consequences of my own political extremism, right? Because some of the political extremism on the left will exclude the black people, and it's going to exclude the LGBTQ. Because if you go purely economic populism, the people of color will get fucked out of that scenario. And if you're a rich white guy, you can do that because you're never going to feel their pain. You won't even see it. And so I feel like as a white man, I have to be especially cognizant of how my leftism interacts with black people and women and the LGBTQ. Okay? That's where it starts. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what's hard, you know? And you're right, Abby. There are some people in the Black Caucus that are not cognizant of that too. But I feel like as a leftist, I have to be careful, okay? Because it's too easy for me to ignore racism and xenophobia because I never fall victim to it, you know? You know what I mean? But all right, I'm going to go to the bathroom and then, dude, we got to look at this Glenn Beck shit because this shit is crazy. Dude, I don't like 𝗙់𝗵𝗵𝗃 either, dude. He's a fucking putz, right? Dude, he's a fucking putz. Hillary Clinton takes over. Dude, I would have rather had Hillary Clinton than Donald Trump. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would have. That's just me. But here, enjoy a song.
I know that you will understand because I finally found myself. My heart's unbreaking. You're radiant. Hey, I just want to change the world, but I'm not gonna wait my turn. I don't ever want to come down, I'd rather be found. It gets better, I wonder, my pleasure together. Everyone's waiting, anticipating.
Dude. Hold on, guys. I gotta share one more Graham Platner thing, okay? Can I tell you guys? And this is a tiny detail, but it's something that I paid attention to, okay? But you ready? So after this shit like sort of blew up and Platner was on the defense and he was talking about his tattoo and he covered it and this and that, he tweeted something. He did a big event in Maine, okay? And there was somebody on the mic who asked him a question and he tweeted this on his page. And I watched the clip and I was like, wow, that's right-wing coded. Like, why is the progressive candidate, like, why is this clip right-wing coded? And again, I may be creating this, I may be imagining this, but it made the little thing in my stomach that makes me go, oh, that doesn't, there's a cognitive dissonance there. Let me show you the clip, okay? It was really interesting to me. All right, we're going to go to his fucking... we're going to go to his fucking thing. Okay. Now watch this clip. Okay. It's this clip, right here. Okay. Look at this. So he retweeted this after this shit blew up. Okay. And it says, if they thought any of this would stop us or deter us, they clearly don't understand our movement and they don't understand Marines. But like, look at this guy who's talking to Graham Platner. Look at this guy, what he says here, okay?
I've seen articles from mainstream media or like legacy media where they haven't talked about you before at all, but now, I mean, I don't want to make a connection, but after Janet Mills started running, you know. And it's kind of been, you know, without saying, I feel like I don't need to say anything. Everyone knows.
All right, so let's just pause right there. What leftist talks about mainstream media and legacy media like that? That's right-wing coded, right? This guy, you know what I mean? Like, I looked at this and I'm like, this guy is running for Senate, and somebody in the audience is like is shitting on legacy media and mainstream media in defense of Graham Platner. And like, that is right-wing coded. That's what you see at a MAGA rally where they're like, yeah, legacy media, mainstream media, is even using the term legacy media. I don't know any Democrats who talk about legacy media. That's a right-wing fucking coded phrase. Okay? You know what I'm saying? Like, the Democrats I know, many of them appreciate a lot of the mainstream media. Some of it we don't, because some of them are shitty, right? They don't prod enough. They work for access. I mean, there's plenty of issues with it. But like, when I watched this guy, I looked at this guy and I was like, I don't think this person is a leftist. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, dude. This is right. This guy feels like he's got some Charlie Kirk videos in his fucking thing, you know?
Knows what I mean. But your thoughts?
I'm not going to minimize what has come out.
You know what I mean? Like, and oh, Janet Mills, right? And he's like saying something, but not saying something, you know? You know what I mean? I don't know, dude. There was something about that when I saw that, I was like, God, this feels weird. It feels like a not my normal, I don't know. It definitely felt like not my normal fucking, you know what I'm saying? Not the normal reaction I have to watching a clip from a leftist, right? It felt like a left-wing clip that was very right-wing coded. And that for me is like, it shouldn't be that way. Like, I don't want to support left-wing if it's right-wing coded. This is the same shit I get with Cenk 𝗙𝗎😏, right? Cenk 𝗙𝗎😏 does this. You know what I'm saying? You know? But, all right, so that's all on Platner. But, dude, look at this shit, guys. Oh, shit. This shit is wild, bro. Right? Look, this is Glenn Beck, okay? Now, if you don't know anything about Glenn Beck, we do have to put Glenn Beck into I don't know. We have to put Glenn Beck into a realistic picture of who he is. Okay? Glenn Beck is very right-wing, okay? He's definitely a far-right voice, okay? But I think Glenn Beck is gay, all right? My gaydar is like like blinking, like the light is blinking so strong I'm seeing spots afterwards, okay? I've always thought that Glenn Beck was gay. He has been supportive of gay rights, which has pissed off a lot of his right-wing people, okay? But I know many of the far-righters are gay. But he converted to Mormonism, okay? This guy's LDS, okay? A little birdie told you he has a brainworm. Dude, he's got something going on, boss. But, dude, but anyway, he's LDS, okay? So he is like far right, but like not a real Christian, okay? For the right wingers. A lot of the right wingers have an issue with his LDS nature because they don't consider him to be a real Christian. But dude, what he's about to say here about the Pledge of Allegiance, guys, it is 2025, okay? And this guy is trying to say that, dude, Miss Felony Strutter, I that's funny, all right? That's funny. I love that sentiment, but I'm gonna remove that. I have to remove that, not because I have an issue with it, because I think you're probably right. And I think it's a beautiful sentiment, but chat's not moving fast enough where if that statement was on my screen the whole time, YouTube would try to demonetize me for that. So we're getting a little racy, all right? But you're not wrong, okay? I don't think you're wrong, but I'm talking about, I got to maintain my monetization during the Glenn Beck. Oh, dude, that's hilarious. Isn't it funny? But anyway, so this shit is crazy. Like, we're in 2025, and Glenn Beck, a far-right podcaster with a huge following, look at him, 2 million followers. This guy is about to pontificate and say that the solution to all the problems we're having here in America can be found in the Pledge of Allegiance, guys. Like, bro, what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, really? Like, really? In the year of 2025, the year of AI and social media, this guy's trying to convince us that the solution is the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. But now, what's crazy about it, guys, is pay attention to how like unself-aware this statement is, because he's about to talk about unity and coming together, right? But he is completely oblivious to like the reality of his caucus, okay? To the right wingers. You know what I mean? Because he's like, just watch. I watched this and I was like, dude, really? Like, this guy is the least self-aware person ever. I mean, all these right wingers are. They talk about unity and then they're like gonna arrest trans people for identity fraud. And it's like, yo, homie, if you are sending masked marauders with license plate-less cars and you're dragging people off the street, including American citizens, you don't believe in unity, boss. There's nothing about you that is like, right? That's not unity, okay? Dude, cover the new Anna stuff? I will. Give me a link for the new Anna stuff. We'll watch it right after this.
Is the solution to fixing our country. Think every single line of the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance. That's a solemn vow. And allegiance is more than just an agreement. It is loyalty. It means I choose to stand, and I'm going to do it even when it's hard, even when it costs me. To the flag. You're pledging your allegiance to the flag. It is a visual representation of the nation itself. I am pledging not to the fabric, but to the principles, the history, and the sacrifices that that flag represents.
Dude, the history, though. Like, can we just pause how he's like, you're standing for the flag and what it stands for, but God forbid you kneel, right? If you take a knee before the flag, they're ready to run you out of town. And the history of America, I mean, dude, our history is a little suspect, right? You know what I'm saying? Our history in America is, it's a little bit suspect, guys. I'm not gonna lie, dude. You know, the Confederacy and the you know, slavery and, you know, genociding the natives and killing off their food supply, all those piles of buffalo that were like 100 feet high. I mean, yeah, there's a little like, I don't know about some of that stuff.
Of the United States of America. It reminds us that our strength is not found in our diversity, nor is it found in our uniformity. It is found in our unity. And
look at that, though. Did you see that when he says our strength is not found in our diversity? And what does he do? There's a trans woman on there, right? Then a person of color. And then he says, oh, it's not uniformity. Like, forget about all these white people, but it's in our unity. But like, bro, you just basically trashed diversity. So what unity do you have there, buddy? Right? Your unity that is like, you know, saying like transgender people and people of color are like not to be celebrated, right? You know, like that's what I don't get. Like, how can you fucking shit on, you know, the reality of American diversity, but then say that, oh, but we're so unified. It's like, really? I don't think you are. I don't think you're unified, dude. You know, every time there's a Pride Month, you certainly aren't unified with the LGBTQ. You resent them. You like, right? You know?
And to the republic for which it stands. We are not a democracy. It means our rights are not subject to popular vote. They are endowed by our Creator and protected by a constitutional system designed to guard them even from the passions of the majority.
Huh. But does that apply to trans people too? Does that apply to gay people too? Right? You know what I mean? Like, dude, isn't it weird? First off, of course, they had to throw God in there, right? We get our rights from our Creator. If you're an atheist, it's our Creator gave you your rights. It has nothing to do with you, buddy. Sorry, our Creator gave you your rights, right? But, you know, they're protected by this constitutional system that Donald Trump doesn't apparently give a shit about, right? They don't give a shit about the Constitution. Dude, the bakery, I refuse to bake you a cake, and I'm allowed to because of all my unity, right? Because of all my unity and my Creator. Dude, isn't it funny? Dude, like, what, how do they come up with this? Do they don't see it, right? They don't see that, like, all their talk is just fucking bullshit, right? Oh, forget the majority. He's like, you know, our Creator doesn't need a majority. We get to fucking tell you what to do, right?
One nation, oneness has to be chosen by each generation, by each citizen, and defended and renewed by every generation. One nation under God. This is a humble admission that our freedom and our rights come from a source higher than government. Therefore, they cannot be taken away or changed by government. Indivisible. This is not a description. This is a challenge. We
Dude,
don't
this
allow
music
division. We
is
do the
so
hard work
bad,
of
bro.
Staying united, because division is the surest path to tyranny.
Dude, like the music, could he have picked worst music? I don't think the music is so bad, bro. It is like so bad. And you see that though, dude? The work of staying united?
Because,
dude, like, what the fuck is this, bro? What are these images he's using? Like, bro, you know? Dude.
division is the surest path to tyranny. With liberty, everybody thinks freedom means freedom to do whatever you want. Liberty is not license. It is the freedom to live by conscience, to speak truth, to pursue happiness.
The freedom to live by conscience? What the fuck does that mean? Oh, he's like, liberty's not freedom. In his eyes, liberty means they get freedom, but you don't, right? Right? That's what it is. It's not freedom. Liberty is freedom for the Jesus freaks. And the rest of you guys can fucking kick rock. Right? That's what, like, you see how he's even got a little workaround for freedom that only protects him?
Without coercion. Justice is not revenge.
Not.
Be it the Democrats or the Republicans. It's not equity or equality of outcomes. Justice is the fair and impartial application of the law for all. Not just those who look like me, not those who think like me, not those who go to my church or don't believe in God, not just those who vote like me, Liberty and justice are promises extended to every soul. Pledge allegiance to the flag. It is a vow to a living idea that free people, bound together under God, humble under God, can govern themselves with liberty and justice for all, and that you, not somebody else, are responsible for keeping that promise.
Yeah, but so where does the liberty go for a trans girl who wants to play volleyball? Dude, what a fucking clown, bro. Dude, that music. What was that music? Dude, that, like, this is so wild, right? It is so wild because these right wingers, they always, I feel like one of the worst things with right wingers is they always use the worst music. Okay, they do. They use the worst fucking music always. It's like over dramatic. You know, it's like, that's like, you know, some terrible B movie would put that in the big military invasion or whatever, right? Their music is so like, I don't know, it's cliche and no real emotion, right? They never get the emotion right. You know what I'm saying? They try to assign this epic nature with the violins and shit. But yes, a Temu Avengers theme, absolutely. It's like a movie that had to get like, you know, fucking, they had to buy like soundtracks on the internet for their film music, right? Dude, like bad B movie Transformer shit. But despite that though, it's so crazy how they find the workarounds. You know what I'm saying? Like he's got the workarounds where, well, it's not really freedom, it's liberty. Let me tell you how we define liberty, right? It's not a democracy. You don't need to, just because the majority wants something doesn't mean you get it, because really there's this liberty thing and this creator thing and this republic thing that means that the minority, we get to tell you what to do and we get to control it. But it's liberty. Right? It's not freedom. It's liberty. It's this other thing. Right? Dude. Oh, shit. But man, dude, there is nothing about them that is into unity. Okay? Let's find his unity. Right? So his unity is protesters are all paid and they're tied to racism or Hamas, right? Oh, protests are an infrastructure to create social destabilization. Oh, so if you exercise your liberty, decide to speak up about that constitutional right that was granted to you by your creator, all of a sudden you're socially destabilizing and you're Hamas. Okay, that's unifying. Very unifying, isn't it? Isn't it, Glenn Beck? Right? That's very unifying. All right. I like this too, right? You ready? Because he retweets Elon Musk talking about like Wikipedia and NPR, right? And saying that they're saying it's okay to lie for the greater good, okay? And they're like, ooh, it's troubling telling a lie, but like, dude, these guys support Donald Trump. Like, you don't get to support Donald Trump and ever have a thought about truth, right? Like, if you support Donald Trump, you are like, lying is your fucking, that's all you do. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. Look at him here. He's like, I don't think Trump is blowing up Venezuelan drug boats to fight the war on drugs. He's chasing China and Russia out of our backyard. Oh, let's ignore the oil there. Dude, this guy is so phony. Dude. Oh, shit. All right. Enough Glenn Beck, dude. Dude, dude, Patrick. When right-wingers complain about their freedom, they almost always mean freedom from the consequences of what they say. You aren't wrong, Patrick. Let's go, baby. All right. Why is the mic the size of his face? I don't know, dude. I guess so. There's a big GB on there, dude. Right? Where's the Anna? All right. We were going to look at Anna. You said the link is in the Discord. Let me find it. All right. Where is it? Oh, you don't have Discord? Well, yeah, but links don't show up in the chat. So like message it to somebody or tell us what link we're supposed to watch. Right? What is it? Go on Vanguard? All right. Oh, it's the Vanguard. All right. Oh, is this it? 𝗙cie𝗶𝗵 attacked by neighbor's poodle? All right. Oh, I think I saw this, right? I saw something about this on thing. All right, let me see. Dude, so they did a video about it too? Oh my God. So Anna, dude, a woman aggressively confronts Anna over her political views. So Miss Felony, let me ask you, was the Vanguard watching this video from TYT? Is this what the Vanguard was watching? Were they watching this TYT video? All right. So we'll start with the TYT video. Dude, I saw this like YouTube fucking showed this to me in my, like I get a lot of TYT shit because I watch so much of their content. But Denise, let's go. Dude, is fucking Stephanie still here? Right? Dude. Because, dude, she was waiting on the dance party. And I know we definitely went over a little bit. Right? But, all right. So, yeah, let's watch some of this. Dude, I don't know if I'm watching 23 minutes of Poodle. But, when do we get to the Poodle part? Do we go in? Can I jump ahead? We may jump ahead, okay? How does he run an oyster farm? Oh, you're still talking. You're still talking about Platner?
This morning, as I was walking my dog, as I always do,
let's
in the
go.
Morning, all of a sudden,
all right, we're dancing right after this, Stephanie.
I was confronted by someone, a woman who I've seen in the neighborhood before, never had any issues with her. And since I've seen her in the neighborhood before and I never had any issues with her, I didn't think much of what was going to happen as I was approaching her. So I'm walking my dog. She's standing in the middle of—
Dude, oh my God, it's the homeless people. Dude, it's the homeless people like all over again, bro. Oh shit. Dude, look at her. I will say this though. Can I just say that like the sweater looks really nice on her. Okay? I'm gonna compliment her. I know she's probably about to go all sorts of crazy, but this is the first time I have seen Anna not wearing something that looks like it's on a toilet paper roll in my fucking grandma's bathroom in a long time, dude. She's been wearing a lot of doily shit. And I really like that she's wearing a nice sweater. It's a good color for her too. Yeah, dude, like she's really, I don't know, dude, she's fucking stretching out here.
Neighborhood before, never had any issues with her. And since I've seen her in the neighborhood before and I never had any issues with her, I didn't think much of what was going to happen as I was approaching her. So I'm walking my dog. She's standing in the middle of the sidewalk with her dog, and her dog's going nuts, like unruly. And I'm thinking to myself, oh, she's trying to train her dog. Her dog, looks like it might be a younger dog, whatever. And as I'm approaching, she's looking at me in a menacing way. Like she has a weird wide stance, and I'm like,
Menacing, guys. Did she thrust her hips?
I still am not thinking much of it. I'm just thinking, okay, she's probably irritated with her dog acting like this. So let me just go around her. So I literally walk into the street in order to go around her and her dog. As I do that, she starts with her crazy unruly dog approaching me and Charlie, essentially like sicking her dog at me, but not letting the dog loose from the leash. Thank God, okay? At that point, by the way, I'm listening to music. I'm minding my own business. I'm trying to avoid her.
Dude, the dog was yelling at her about Cenk. Oh shit. Dude, I gotta say at this point, guys, okay, I'm gonna go on the record here and say at this point in the story, I can only assume that dog watched the last episode of the 𝗏𝗡𝗞 podcast. Okay, because ever since Jillian Michaels left, oh my God, I watched like 10 minutes of Lindy Lee leading the 𝗏𝗡𝗞 podcast with Savannah Hernandez. And it was like, bro, and fucking Isabel DeLuca, it was like a George Soros trope fest. And it was boring as shit, dude. I think the dog saw the fucking 𝗏𝗡𝗞 podcast, boss. Jesus.
And when she's like coming at me with her dog, I like take my headphones out and I'm like, what's going on? And she's like, you're a Jew hater. And I'm like, okay, well, obviously there's a misunderstanding, so let me have a conversation with her. But she's like screaming at me. It's 7 in the morning. And I'm like, wait, hold on. And then she brings—
Dude, the woman saw the happy merchant, didn't she? She saw the happy merchant and is like aggro.
Up. Oh, you were rubbing your hands and making fun of the Jews.
Yeah.
This is Canary Mission propaganda, full stop.
Oh shit.
And it's in reference to this. Let me show you what they've posted on social media. Now, they claim that I'm doing the happy merchant.
Dude, I made a video about that, dude. She was doing the happy merchant. I mean, it was pretty clear. I mean, she was talking about a greasy billionaire, Larry Ellison, but I think you could have talked about fucking Larry Ellison being a greasy, degenerate billionaire without using happy merchant. Yeah, look at it, Cenk's face, bro. His face is like, he's like, he knows what's going on, dude.
Meme, which by the way, I've seen that photo all over the internet before. I didn't know it was called the happy merchant meme. I don't live in 4chan, okay? We were talking about one specific person, so I brought that up to her. I was like, I was talking about Larry Ellison, one specific person.
Dude, she's like, I didn't know it was a Nazi tattoo. Dude, right? Oh, I've seen it before, but I didn't know it was right? Dude, oh shit, bro.
Who wants to surveil us 24/7 so we're all on our best behavior. And then she immediately switched to a different aggrieved, issue that she had. The other issue that she's aggrieved about, which I'll get to in a second. Go ahead.
Yeah, and so look, I feel like the pro-Israel radicals have planted so-called tropes all around us, so that you're never allowed to criticize Israel in any way, shape, or form, or in any style.
Dude, like, what is he doing here? I mean, saying pro-Israel, like pro-Israel, whatever, has planted tropes. He's saying they planted tropes. So if you try to say anything bad about Israel, you are now doing a trope. Like, bro, it's pretty easy to not do the happy merchant. I mean, she was like scrunching up. Like, dude, it was pretty goddamn obvious what she was doing. Like, wow, man. And he's like, oh, that was planted. The happy merchant was planted by Canary Mission and AIPAC. Yeah, it was planted like 400 years ago. Dude, what are they doing, man? See, this is the shit I'm talking about, though, guys. This is the shit where, like this is not even like the I don't know. They're fighting for the Palestinian people. It feels like sometimes it's blurring some fucking lines. Where we can be pro-Palestine and not happy merchant. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can protect like Jewish and Israeli people from anti-Semitism while also fucking defending Palestinians and defending like Arabs' right to self-determination and to not be fucking executed by a war criminal, Like, dude, we gotta fucking, I feel like we gotta be cognizant here, man,
Or with any body motions, or with any words, because everything's a trope. Everything's a trope.
I wasn't even
Dude, he says everything's a trope, bro.
Criticizing Israel. I was criticizing one specific person. We're gonna show you the video in a second. Hold on. Go ahead.
And then Larry Ellison's later in this program.
Dude, all right. So, I want to get to the video, dude. Here's the video, boss. All right, you ready? We're gonna skip ahead.
Trying to get him fired. To me, she looked to your husband dealing with you. Dog. Okay, he's 20 pounds.
All right, here we go.
They put out there in order to get people to target me like this.
I don't listen to any of your stupid rules or tropes. All right, anyway, back to your story.
So,
dude, wait, Cenk's having a meltdown, bro. Here we go.
Zealots.
Yeah.
No one else says Jews. X, they pay express how he's.
Go ahead.
And then Larry Ellison's later in this program, we're going to show you a story about how he's trying to build these giant things in Gaza.
AI centers.
AI centers, which meaning like, oh yeah, obviously Israel's going to take Gaza. Obviously we're going to ethnically cleanse them. We might or might not use them for forced labor. But other than that, we're taking Gaza. So yes, and Larry Ellison, who bought CBS, Paramount, and TikTok, and expressly for the purpose of doing propaganda for Israel. They're not even hiding it. They say they paid more for Barry Weiss's site, way more. I'm in the business, I know. They paid an outrageous sum, and then they brag to the press about, well, that's because she's pro-Israel. Then Netanyahu comes and says, we're taking over TikTok, and we're thinking about X, etc. And then they say, and by the way, they committed a genocide. They murder over 70,000 people, the Israelis do, not Jewish people. The only people saying Jewish people are pro-Israel zealots.
Yeah.
No one else says Jews, no one. That's in the legitimate space that isn't Fuentes or whoever, right? But they constantly are like, you said Jews, but we didn't say Jews.
I literally never.
No one ever said Jews other than them, okay? Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, can I do this? Can I talk? Can I say anything?
Your existence is
so no, but Larry Ellison is an evil guy who is taking over all of this media for propaganda for Israel, but you're not allowed to rub your hands about it.
Dude, but like Cenk, he says you're not allowed to rub your hands, bro. This is like Elon Musk saying he didn't do the fucking Sieg Heil. Like, come on, bro, right? You could have talked about him in a million ways. Why is the one way that Anna talked about Larry Ellison practically making a GIF of the fucking, the happy merchant. Like, come on, bro. Like, dude, he is like getting all riled. He's like, can I point? Can I point? I mean, dude, this is wild, bro. This is fucking wild. Rub your hands, Cenk. Go ahead, rub them. Curl your shoulders. Go ahead and make the face, boss. Like, come on, bro. We fucking know what you were doing. You know what I mean? We know what you were doing. And again, though, like, he's that like, even that whole diatribe, right? It's about like, you know what I'm saying? That whole diatribe. I mean, he had trouble spitting out Bari Weiss, right? And yes, Bari Weiss, obviously, dude, she's being paid by fucking Zionist shills $150 million to be pro-Israel. Netanyahu sitting down with Charlie Kirk influencers. I mean, the funny thing about it is the MAGA people that Cenk 𝗙𝗎𝗑 spends so much time saying we got to be nice to MAGA and win their votes back, they're all part of this. Now, how the fuck is he all like up in Larry Ellison shit and he's so like raging against the Zionists and all that, but he simultaneously is trying to court their goddamn voters? You know what I mean? And yes, if you look at the thumbnail of my video, it is in her face. Let me find this, dude. I'm going to show you, dude. Look at this. Okay? Here's the thumb, boss. Look at that. Like, look at my thumbnail. That's from that video. Look at her. She is the exact face, even with the fucking eyebrows, bro. Like, tell me that and Cenk knows it. He knows it. But look at that, bro. I made a thumbnail that shows you 100%. I found the exact frame. She knows what she was doing. She was goddamn doing it, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's pretty fucking obvious. Okay? It's pretty goddamn obvious. Right? Plausible deniability my ass. And again, you can criticize Larry Ellison and you can criticize fucking, Bari Weiss, and you can criticize the billionaires without fucking doing that shit, You're
not allowed to talk about it.
Okay.
They say we're taking over media, but you're not allowed to say they're taking over media. So they're allowed to do it, but you're not allowed to say it. No, I don't listen to any of your stupid rules or tropes. All right, anyway, back to your story.
So before we get to Canary Mission and the propaganda they put out there in order to get people to target me like this, after she attempts to attack me with her dog, the only thing I have on the top of my mind is I need to get my dog to safety because I have a small dog, okay? He's 20 pounds. So as I'm walking away, she says to me, "Good luck to your husband dealing with you." And I say, "My husband loves me." And she responds with, "That's why we're trying to get him fired."
Oh shit. Oh, they're trying to get him fired. Dude, my husband loves me. Dude, Anna does some man keeping, all right? Can we just say we know Anna likes that man keeping?
To me, that was the sign that this isn't some lone wolf situation. She's part of an organized group that's not just attempting to destroy me, but destroy my husband's livelihood when my husband has nothing to do with my career, nothing to do with, guy doesn't even like politics. Okay, he works in athletics, he works at a school, he loves his students love him, but they want to destroy him because he refused to put out a statement condemning his wife. Incessantly they demand that he put out a statement condemning his wife. He's not gonna do that, okay? You're not gonna get in between a marriage because your feelings are hurt over my criticism of a foreign government. Now, she said that and I was like, I gotta call Christian. So I'm trying to get Charlie home. I call Christian, I tell him what happened. Leave Charlie, drop him off at home. Christian and I go downstairs because he wants to see who is this woman, right? So at that point, we approach her and I decide I'm gonna file a police report and I don't know this woman's name. I want to have an image of her. I want to have a video of her. I want to have a video of her dog.
Oh, here we go.
And so get a load of her behavior here where all of a sudden, now that I'm recording, she's pretending like she's the victim when she's the one who tried to sick her dog at me and Charlie, and pay very close attention to her treatment of her own dog, how her dog is behaving and what she's saying.
Boy, dude, they went back for it. She went home to get her man, and then they went back for it. Oh, dude. Oh, are we gonna have a fist fight? Here we go.
Do you think it was appropriate for you to try to sick your dog on me?
I did not.
Do you think that was appropriate?
To sick your dog at me? You sicked your dog at me.
I told you to stay away from me because my dog is barking.
Was that appropriate? Was it appropriate for you? Was it
Get
appropriate?
away from me.
Look at
Dude, can I talk to you?
No.
Okay.
Why did you try to sick your dog at me?
I told you to get
Because
away
you don't like
from
my
me.
political views?
I told you to get like this.
Psycho.
I told you to stop
Totally insane.
following me.
Now you're acting
I was
different
standing
because you're
right
being
here. I told you
recorded,
to get
right?
away from me. I told you to get away from me. I told you my dog is barking.
Why did you
I
try to
said
sick your
stop
dog?
stalking me.
Why did
I
you
said
try
stop
to
yelling
sick your
at
dog
me.
at me? Why did you
God,
sick your
you're
dog at me?
scaring me.
No,
Yeah.
no, 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 no. You,
Oh, now you're a victim after you tried to sick your dog at me and my dog.
Come back and attack
no, no,
me.
no, no. You'd say you called her a Jew hater.
You called me a Jew hater? You called me a Jew hater. Okay. So
Dude. All right. I mean, dude, there's a lot to unpack there. I mean, dude, Bryce, let's go. I mean, first off, like that woman was yanking the poodle around. The first poodle yank was pretty wild, dude. When she like yanked the dog, okay? Was the poodle yank was fucking pretty wild. You've been in here so many times, you finally see me. Dude, let's go. I mean, it's easier to see you now because your name is like 5 Bryces in a row. It says Bryce. Right? Oh, shit. And we texted like a minute ago. Oh, you tried? Oh, did you try in here earlier? Did I not notice you? Oh, shit. I'm going back. Oh, fuck, dude, you did. You tried before you texted me. Holy shit. Well, you know what it is? You know what it was, Bryce? Is your name and Tokugawa are both long blue ones. So I thought you were just him, right? Because there you are. You're like, this guy doesn't read my chats. Holy, there's the Hello Father. But if you look right above it was Tokugawa, who's also a mod, right? Isn't that funny? So I think I just saw long blue with the wrench and I thought you were fucking Toku. Dude, I have trouble. What is your profile picture? Oh shit, my fucking dude, Canary Mission blew out my chat, I guess. Kidding. All right, let me look at your profile picture. Okay, so oh, dude, Derek Carr, you shit me? I mean, all right, I can survive. I'll deal, dude. But anyway, so like, let's unpack this. First off, the dog is like, why is the dog barking? You know what I mean? Like the dog, the woman's dog was like nonstop barking, which is pretty wild. I mean, there's something going on there that the dog is just nonstop barking, right? Isn't that weird? Like, that makes me wonder what happened before, because obviously the dog was feeling agitated when they were close by, right? You know what I'm saying? So but when the woman yanked the poodle, like the first time, I was like, oh shit, dude, that freaked me out a little bit. But the way they're like yelling at her, like, you called me a Jew hater. You called me a Jew hater. They like went back for this woman. And like, you know what I'm saying? Like, went and found her outside. What are they doing, bro? That interaction was so bizarre. You know, that I don't know, dude. Their interaction, like the neighbors had to be wondering, like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I get it, dude. It's weird if you go outside and, you know, you're a political commentator or whatever, somebody comes out and gets in your shit and says something that is weird. But what I don't understand is like, why didn't Anna just film it the first time? Right? You know what I'm saying? Like, why didn't Anna, as soon as this happened and the woman's interacting with her, she could have picked up her phone and started filming this, right? I mean, that if somebody comes and accosts me outside on the street, the first thing I'm doing is I'm going to get it on film to make sure, like, if something goes on, that it's not misrepresented later. I mean, I used to do this shit when I was a Fortnite streamer where I would never have interactions with people off stream, right? Why? Because I didn't want to get in a Discord call with some young Fortnite player and then later have that person misrepresent what went on in that call. All my interactions were done publicly on stream. So that way I was just safe. You know what I'm saying? It's just safe, you know? And so she didn't record. She goes and gets her fucking man, and then she comes back and the dog is like freaking out. And like, I don't know, dude, this shit is wild, bro. It's pretty bizarre.
So there's another video that we're gonna go to that's going to prove that what I'm telling you guys is true, because she told on herself. But go ahead, Cenk.
So, okay.
All right, so there's another video. Should we watch the other video? Okay, do we go to the other video? All right, instead of, I know they're gonna talk for like 5 minutes, but it's gonna be nonsensical bullshit. All right, let's go to the other video.
Pro-Israel radicals who have totally lost sight of that wonderful tradition and culture, coming around going, let's threaten people, let's fire them, let's take the media over. That was supposed to be a trope, now you're doing it. Now you're doing it. Let's terrorize people. You are not the victim. You are supporting and enabling one of the sickest genocides I have ever seen.
See, here's the thing though, like, why are they, does it seem odd that like this woman and her dog, it's like, dude, it wasn't Netanyahu and his dog. It was a fucking woman in the neighborhood, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it. You had some interaction, but like the woman with the dog you didn't run into Benjamin Netanyahu. Okay, that woman in the street did not like call in the missiles that bombed Gaza, right? Like, I mean, there is some separation there. Even if that woman is, you know, somebody who supports this nation state of Israel, she's not an IDF soldier. Like, can we slow our roll? Like, I don't know. This idea that we see things that extreme is complicated. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? But
yeah. So now she's denying everything, but what's really interesting is in the next clip that I'm gonna show you, she tells on herself, because remember.
All right, here we go.
She talked about how they're trying to get my husband fired. Tell my husband about it. We go and confront her about what she's saying and what she did to me. And pay close attention to what she says here.
All right,
Watch.
here we go.
Wait.
Go
So
ahead.
You're trying to get me fired?
No, I did not. I said I'm telling everybody about her.
No, that's what she just said. You're trying.
You said that you're trying to get my husband fired.
Everybody's trying to get him fired.
Exactly. Yeah, you're part of that. Everybody.
Be careful, that woman's dangerous. She tried to sick that dog at me. She tried to sick that dog at me and my dog. That's what she tried to do. That's what she tried to do. She tried to sick her dog at me and my dog because she doesn't like my political views, because I don't like a genocidal government.
Dude.
So in the middle of that, you hear her saying,
dude, what the fuck is going on, bro? Like, I mean, bro, that is wild. You know what I mean? She's yelling across the street, out in the neighborhood. She's trying to sick her dog on me because she doesn't like my political opinions, because I don't like a genocidal government. And the people out there are like, dude, we're just trying to walk our dogs, right? Like, you know what I mean? They're like, the neighbors are like, is there a dog genocide happening? Like, what's going on? I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't want to minimize, like, I don't want to laugh at and minimize the fact of what's going on in the Middle East with, like, you know, Israeli genocide, the fucking Gaza, the West Bank, Trump, all this shit that's going down, the Palestinian people just getting completely fucked over. But, like, I'm not sure standing on your sidewalk in the middle of your neighborhood yelling at dog walkers is really accomplishing, like, what you think it's accomplishing. You know what I mean? I mean, dude, what the fuck? Like, the people there gotta be wondering, like, why is that woman screaming about, like, genocide? You know? I mean, I don't know, dude. It just feels like the right forum. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're having a political debate, if you're at a coffee shop having a political discussion, but, like, dude, I don't know, screaming about, like, the genocidal government at the top of your lungs on your street while you're walking your dog is just hard. Cause I don't, you know, and she's saying that woman's dangerous. That woman's dangerous. That woman's dangerous. Bro, that shit is crazy. Dude.
No, I said everybody's trying to get him fired. Thus confirming what I said earlier, but more importantly, that this woman apparently knows everything about me, knows who my husband is, know where he works, knows about the campaign to try to get him fired.
Dude, Anna, you're kind of famous there, boss. Like, dude, she's like, oh my God, I'm like a really famous left-wing political commentator, and this woman has heard of me. Dude, is she surprised by that? Like, bro, dude, back when I was a famous Fortnite streamer, I would go to an arcade in Vegas and everybody in that arcade knew who I was. You know why? Because I was a famous Fortnite streamer and the people who played Fortnite would hang out in arcades, boss. You know what I mean? So, dude, if I went where there were young people, they all knew who I was. Right? Like, come on, you know? Dude, back in the day, yeah, back in like 2021, dude, we went to Vegas and everywhere I went, all the young kids were like, oh my God, it's acting like Tommy. Dude, of course they fucking know who you are, Anna.
So she was standing there in the middle. I walk my dog, and maybe this is a mistake. I walk my dog at the same time every day. I have a super packed, regimented schedule. I don't want to talk to anybody when I'm walking my dog. I just want to do what I need to do to help my dog relieve himself and get back home so I can get back to work. Okay, I'm not looking for trouble. I'm not accosting people. I'm not confronting people.
She's like, I'm not looking for trouble, but if I have an encounter with the dog, I'm gonna go get my boyfriend and then I'm gonna run back with my boyfriend and film you and shout at the top of my lungs about genocide in the streets and tell everybody you're dangerous. Like, I mean, if you're really not looking for trouble, you ready? I'm gonna solve this for you guys. You ready? Here's how I'm gonna solve it. She said she had her headphones in, she's out, the dog's barking, she sees this woman saying something or pointing a finger. I'm gonna put my head down, I'm gonna cross the street and walk away. I'm gonna put the camera on and film it just in case this woman starts following me. I'm walking away, I want no part of this, bye-bye. There you go, you go home, right? But like, dude, if I go back and bring backup and come back to film it and start yelling, I'm not exactly sure that you're not looking for a confrontation.
She decided to literally wait in the middle of the sidewalk with her dog to intimidate me like that. And when I walked around her, I walked into the street. When I walked around her into the street in order to avoid her, she starts approaching me with her dog in a threatening manner.
Not in the street. Oh my God, Anna had to walk in the street.
And then acts like she's the victim.
Okay, look, guys. First of all, that second lady has nothing to do with any of this. Okay, so leave her out of it. Okay. Number two, on this lady who accosted Anna, we do not do the same things that they do. Okay, we are the good guys. We don't accost people in the streets.
Dude, we don't accost people in the streets. We just run after them with our husbands, filming, screaming like about genocidal nations and telling everybody that the woman is dangerous. Dude. Oh shit. Dude, 𝗙𝗍𝗆𝗆, I got you too. I know you weren't, I realized you weren't talking about me before. Sorry about that. Sorry about my confusion. Dude, that's funny, bro.
We don't go stalk them. We don't terrorize them. We're always for nonviolence.
Dude, did you see the way he fucking leaned into stalk? Look at the way he says stalk.
Things that they do, okay? We are the good guys. We don't accost people in the streets. We don't go stalk them. We don't terrorize them. We're always for nonviolence. I'm super proud that TYT is now known throughout the internet as the show that is always for nonviolence, always for peace.
Dude, always for peace. Except, dude, he's always for peace, except, I don't know, guys. I saw a clip where he was like on a podcast with an Israeli guy, and Cenk was like calling him a baboon and shit. You know what I'm talking about? You know the clip I'm talking about, right? You remember that clip? Dude, he was like fucking laying into this guy, bro. Like, oh my God. Dude, he was being so aggressive. He was like, that clip, I think if they had been in a room alone together, there would have been some violence, bro. I don't know if you know the clip I'm talking about, but it was pretty savage. Oh, shit.
So nobody go bother anybody here because I know what they're gonna do next. Oh my God, they showed it online.
Oh yeah, we did. We sure did.
I was just trying to stalk her.
We sure did. We sure did. I will never apologize for that. You came for my dog and my husband. You want to come for me? That's a different story. Okay,
dude, you came for my dog and my husband?
Oh, Mano, that's a different story. You come at me with my dog? With my dog. You try to stick your dog at my dog. You try to threaten my husband's livelihood. You think I'm a little wilting flower and I'm so scared. I'm not scared. I'm not scared. This isn't gonna stop me from doing the commentary that I do. And by the way, look at what kind of disgusting, despicable, dishonest pieces of crap Canary Mission is. Because while they were pretending as if I was doing the so-called—
Dude, like, what is she doing, bro? Is she like implying that like Canary Mission sent this woman to attack her? Like, what is going on, dude? She's having a like Israel like conspiracy meltdown of some kind.
Happy merchant meme, and that I'm some big anti-Semite. I was away. Look at what kind of disgusting, despicable.
Hold on, she's about to talk about the happy merchant meme. But I do want to fucking, we gotta be clear with this. We do have to bring this up again, okay? Because this is the situation. This is the thing that fucking like originally got Anna in hot water. And I don't think you can deny this. You know what I mean? Like, it's pretty obvious what she's doing here, right there.
Despicable, dishonest pieces of crap Canary Mission is. Because while they were pretending as if I was doing the so-called happy merchant meme and that I'm some big anti-Semite, let's take a look at the video in full context, shall we?
Your best friend's Jewish.
They don't care.
No, my point is, did Larry Ellison or Bill Ackman or Netanyahu call her and say, hey, are you okay with this?
Larry Ellison can tell me how my ass tastes.
Yeah.
Okay, how about that?
Yeah,
right, disgusting, weird Oracle founder going around talking about like, yes, we're gonna surveil everybody. Everyone will be on their best behavior. Yes, you're a freak. You're a total.
Dude, they actually played the clip. Like, pretty obvious what that is. Dude, look at Shanky, dude. Oh my God, bro. It's gross. Like, I'm sorry, dude. Like, you know, I think you can go after fucking, I think you can go after fucking, right? I think you can go after Larry Ellison without this, you know? You know what I mean? Without this. And look at the date too. I didn't realize. It was on October 7th. She did it on October 7th. Like, I didn't realize it was even on that date, but yeah, that's gnarly, bro. That's pretty gnarly, boss.
Going on in Gaza, no say over what these disgusting
friends.
Disgusting and Photoshop this disgusting, image onto our background to make it appear as though we were using that image in our background. There's such disgusting.
Dude, nobody made it seem like you were using that image. You know what I mean? Everybody knew that that wasn't fucking on your background. This is the thing in question. People just put that there to show what you were doing, dude. Dude, she's like, she's losing her fucking mind, bro. Like, this is crazy.
Honest scum. They're scum. They're scum.
Their job is to terrorize Americans.
Yep.
And have us bow our heads to Israel.
Yep.
Because if you ever say anything against Israel, we will pretend that you're a hateful bigot. Even in a clip where we literally said this has nothing to do with Jewish Americans, our Jewish friends and family. They're like, shh, don't say that, don't share that. Let's just make them look like they're anti-Semites, and then hopefully someone will do violence against them and terrorize them and stalk them. Congratulations, Canary Mission.
Now their violence has been done against them because of the dog? The poodle is now political violence? Anna screaming, she's dangerous, she's dangerous. Like, I'm not sure who's experiencing the violence. I don't know. Dude, right? Like, the woman comes back with her husband and they're screaming about genocide and how dangerous you are from across the street. Who's being violent with whom?
You know, this is the fruits of your labor. The death threats that Anna gets and that I get, the fruits of your labor. You must be so proud because your job is to terrorize Americans into compliance with Israel. I would love to know, and every reporter in the country should be asking if they didn't all work for goddamn Israel, where the funding for Canary Mission comes from. Where does it come from?
Dude, holy shit. What a crazy meltdown, boss. Oh my God, dude. Dude, he is really like Alex Jonesing, isn't he? Dude. Wow, dude. That is crazy. Dude, I will say I love poodles, okay? I do. I love poodles. I love poodles are they're my favorite dogs, right? Dude, yeah, this is really crazy. You know what I'm saying? Because like, I don't know, man. And again, you know, I think some of this is looking at the whole, okay, right? Some of this is like looking at the whole, right? Because one of the things that has bothered me about this, and I've mentioned this before, is I told you I've seen some things with TYT that have looked like very racist and like throwing transgender people under the bus and throwing civil rights under the bus. And they're, dude, I see a lot of pro-Palestinian people. Like, look at fucking 𝗙ście𝗶𝗹𝗀, okay? 𝗙ście𝗶𝗹𝗀 is as pro-fucking Palestinian as it gets. And you watch her just dismantle fucking Alyssa Slotkin, but I don't get a whiff of anti-Semitism coming from 𝗙ście𝗶𝗹𝗀, okay? Not a whiff, okay? You right? She is pro-Palestinian. She is anti-IDF, anti-Netanyahu, clearly well-informed, but she does not appear remotely anti-Semitic. And I don't feel any confusion when I watch her, okay? Right? I don't. She is like very clear where she stands, but she's also very clear about who she's attacking, okay? But like, guys, when I watch Cenk and Anna, I'm not clear who they're attacking. Like, it really does feel like they're attacking black people sometimes. It really does feel like they're attacking trans people. It really does feel like they're attacking Jewish people and not just Netanyahu or the like Zionist government of Israel. And that confusion with TYT has been really fucking bothersome. Okay? You know what I'm saying? It's been really fucking bothersome. And I don't know, man. I don't know, dude. And again, can I just say, like, looking at the whole picture, what else did we see from Anna recently? Okay? What else did we see? We saw her fawning over Tucker Carlson. Remember that? Remember when Anna appeared to say, like, wow, Tucker, that speech you gave at the TPUSA event was life-changing, right? Tucker fucking Carlson. Anna was talking about Tucker Carlson as like maybe her presidential candidate. Tucker Carlson is very fucking anti-Semitic, okay? Very. Like, you know what I mean? Like, come on, man. That's weird. Okay? This is the shit that is weird, where it's like, God, you appear to blur the lines a little bit with your anti-Semitism and your like pro-Palestinian shit, and then you're like wowing and oohing and over fucking this replacement theory motherfucker who's very anti-Semitic. TYT doesn't do work, they just talk, no research. Yeah, Tony, that's true. They don't really do research. But yeah, man. So like, I don't know, dude. I feel like some of this is reminds me of that Platner stuff too, where I get a similar vibe from Platner that I get from these guys. That is like, feels like not, you know what I'm saying? It's just not like, I don't know, man. There's something about it that feels a little more shadowy, you know what I mean? But all right, it's time though, dude. I went way long. I got way sidetracked. I'm going to go get some fucking Taco Bell, actually, I think. Maybe. I haven't gotten Taco Bell in forever. Dude, it was great to see my son in chat. I fucking love him. I miss him. And you know what I'm saying? And you're right, dude, 1 star. Anna is not as offensive as Tucker. I'm not saying Anna's as offensive as Tucker, but my issue with Anna was watching her like woo Tucker and talk about Tucker saying like that, you know, implying she thought he was a great option for president. And like, dude, that's fucked up. Okay. You know what I'm saying? It's like, if you're supporting Tucker Carlson and you're wooing Tucker Carlson, like, that's fucked up. Get White Castle. Dude, there's no White Castle here in Portland, Ron. Come on, boss. You know what I mean? All right. But dude, we got to dance, bro. We had the craziest day, dude. I especially got to fucking throw a shout out to Stephanie. Stephanie, I hope you're still here, because Stephanie was fucking bringing the heat with a lot of fucking like donor love from Austin. Thank you, Stephanie. And thank you to everybody who fucking like donated tonight, dance party and beyond. We've been covering some fairly confrontational shit. Dude, felony strutter. All right, we'll shout at you. Dude, we're going to shout everybody out, dude. I'm going to go through fucking, what do we got? Dude, we had Tony. We had fucking like PGA Betty, Toku, Casey, ET2, VR4, right? Seattle Jen was throwing down. Willem from the Netherlands. Dude, Sam, Patrick, Stephanie, again, a lot. Nameless Nick, Bradford, Toku again, Iron Fist, Ofo, right? Stephanie is like 6 times, right? Booty and Somewhere and Pinky Antifa, right? And Feisty and Mr. Shiz, dude. Like, chaos. Taco Bell at 3 in the morning. Yeah, but so political junkie. So the thing about me and Taco Bell is it's also related to my kid because I used to pay for Taco Bell if my kid and his girlfriend would go and get it. And so that was like, they love Taco Bell. So I would get Taco Bell like delivered to me by paying for their food, which always felt like a good deal for me and a great deal for them. Dude, 𝗙𝗶𝗆c, let's go. And so my kid was messaging me tonight and I've been talking to him a lot. They're fucking trying to get established in New York City. So yes, I'm getting Taco Bell, but also for me though, it's not really 3 in the morning, guys. For me, it's like 2 p.m. Okay, because I won't be going to bed until like 9 a.m. So after I get done with the stream, I stay up all night editing. So it's not really late night for me. This is like midday, right? And then I start getting involved in the Twitter at 4 a.m. when the East Coast people are starting with the early political shit, 7 a.m. on the East Coast. I'm editing and haven't gone to bed yet. Dude, my fucking, right? My like hours are so fucked up. Dude, 𝗙𝗎, let's go, baby. Thank you. And dude, Sarah, appreciate you. Love that sticker. Is that a pear? It is, dude, a cool pear. Yeah, man. Dude, let's go. All right, it's dance time though. All right, let's go, baby. It is time to dance. It's time to get edit mode set. All right. All right. Dude, Jason, let's go, baby. Jason, Australia, let's go. Woo! Dude. All right, let's go, baby. You had a gig before where you finish at 1 a.m. every day? Dude, I used to have a, there was a club in LA called the Coconut Teaser that was on the corner of Crescent Heights and Sunset, right by the Laugh Factory, just a couple blocks from where I lived in my first apartment outside the house, right? That me and my friend Jeff rented an apartment behind the Laugh Factory back when I was 20. And so when I was in a band in the mid 90s, I had a permanent residency. My band did, Soul Driver, at the Coconut Teaser. We played every Tuesday and Sunday night at midnight at this bar. And like the bartenders like knew me, so they hooked me up. So it was basically, you know, it was like a live rehearsal and we would catch stragglers and get basically free drinks. And you know, normally we didn't make a lot of money, so there weren't a lot of people there. It was usually like 20 people there, maybe 30 people there. And sometimes we'd get more. Like sometimes, you know, I'd do a lot of flyers and people would turn out. But it was pretty cool, man. 2 nights a week at midnight. It was a great slot, dude. Dude, you know the Coconut Teaser? Oh shit, boss. I used to play there, and then they had an acoustic venue downstairs called the Crooked Bar. And I played a lot of shows there too, because I was kind of like, I was a bit of a show whore, right? Where I would play anywhere, anytime. And then sometimes what happened was I would lose all my bandmates. And so what I did was I kept a crate full of candles in my fucking Camaro, right? A milk crate filled with fucking glass candles, like those Mother Mary candles. And so what would happen is I just booked shows. I booked Soul Driver shows, and then I played them with a band. But if my band broke up, if I had a show booked and there was no band, I would just show up with my amp and my electric guitar and a bunch of candles, and I would play a solo show and be like, I'm sorry, guys, the drummer quit like 3 days ago, so it's just me tonight. And I would set up like 50 candles on the fucking stage, and I would play the Soul Driver music with just my guitar. I mean, dude, it was pretty wild, bro. I was a show must go on at all costs kind of dude, right? That's how I lived the Soul Driver thing. But man, back in the day, dude, Sunday and Tuesday, midnight, Coconut Teaser. Dude, those were good times, bro. That shit, like being like a house band was fun, dude. 𝗙𝗪𝗀, I did not. I did not play at 𝗙𝗪𝗀. The places I played in LA were, I played the Anti Club, I played Club Lingerie, Coconut Teaser, Crooked Bar. I played the 𝗦𝗙cie and the Roxy many times. I played upstairs at On the Rocks. I played at the Roxbury, right? I did a show at the Roxbury with this guy who was like one of the musicians who played with Cliff Morrison. That was pretty interesting, the Roxbury. Then I played at a bunch of like shitty venues like Frogs in Torrance and shit like that. Where else did we play? Oh, Dragonfly was like a mainstay, right? Dragonfly was like a lot of shows at Dragonfly. I live like 2 blocks away from Dragonfly, so we used to play there all the time. Then there was a club down on Pico called The Joint that was pretty big in the 90s, and we used to play The Joint a lot. And there was a club in Santa Monica that I can't remember what it was called, but it was like, there was a Santa Monica club we used to play a lot. But yeah, man, I'll have to think about where else. A lot of fucking, dude, the Mint. No, I never played at the Mint, right? My band was a little aggressive for the Mint. Oh, Al's Bar downtown, right? Dude, the gig history, yeah, dude. I mean, dude, we played a lot. Dude, we'll have to talk about that. But now I got to dance, though, because I want to get to Taco Bell before they close. But we can talk about gigs at some point, because I toured the U.S., so I played in every major city, and I have a lot of good music stories to tell about gigs, but unfortunately, we don't have the time to do it now, all right? So, because now, it's time for a little deja vu, baby. All right, let's go. Let's get it. Let's get it. Oh, oh, oh.
Got a lot of choices. I got a lot of ways that I can go. I hear a lot of voices. They have a lot to say, but I've known. Been here before.
Let's go.
Can I make something good out of this?
All right. Dude, I'm gonna go.
Can I make something good
Out of this. Chances are you will not be missed. 'Cause you don't give a shit. Can I make something good out of this? You could be late, you could be true. You could be underneath my shoe. You're the only one who's strong. And I'll be devastated if I'm wrong. I am the one you love to hate, but you cannot devastate. Dude, Willem! 5 gifteds! Let's go! Woo! Dude, thank you for those gifted memberships, Willem! Can I pretend that something is missing? Chances are you will not be missed, 'cause you don't give a shit. Can I make something good out of this? You could be late, you could be true. You could be underneath my shoe. Times you're the only one who's strong. And I'll be devastated if I'm wrong. I am the one you love to hate, but you cannot devastate. It will be interesting, I'm sure, but I want more. All right, guys, thank you for everything. I love you guys. I will see you tomorrow. Take care of yourselves. We got a long way to go, and it's gonna be a long ride, dude. Trumpy is just getting started with this fucking mayhem. All right, big love. I'll see you tomorrow, dude. Be safe out there. Be safe out there. Good night.
Do you need anything like I need you? It's over.